All right. So, you know what it is. It's another episode of Tool for Cartoons. And, I've been out in fires. Yeah. When the temperature rise, you need a Night King, baby. Yeah, talking to you right
Calm down, dog. My gal is watch these podcasts, babe. Chill, man. Chill off that. Chill off that.
But she knows it's other gals.
That's diabolical work. Good day, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what time it is y'all watching this. How y'all doing? It's your boy, Hero Decimus. Yes, I'm still alive. Yes, I'm still here.
Introducing today's
my bad, original gangster. Sorry, but that's right now.
Okay, enough with the jokes, because I'll have a stern talking to later on.
But what you said. You're in the doghouse after what you said.
But yeah, you know what it is. It's the awesome Godfather, Jussie Summer, son of the sun. And today, Arthur Boyle, the Night King. And here we have the greatest. I always just talk about this babe on a weekly basis. I just be like, babe.
I'm on feel, but
I don't know.
I ain't saying it's all good things. I ain't saying it's all bad things, but I know how to feel.
I used to say, like, I just think of a game on a weekly basis because I'd be like, it'll be something ridiculous happen, and I'd be like, Gabe would like that. Or Gabe would do that.
I have a friend who would say something similar. He said, Gabe would have slapped that nigga. I'm like, I'm glad you're aware that I would have, because that is a crime.
Or like you met Brianna. And I see Brianna reaction that's like, bro, this would be perfect if Gabe was here.
Only because I enjoy a good meme and joke, lad. It probably would be.
So introduce yourself, sir.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am here. I'm only playing. I'm all might. No, I'm not. I'm Gabriel. I'm Hero Decimus. It's your boy. I hope y'all are having a magnificent day today. I'm here being chilling, fighting for my very life. Thank you to all of those that came out to the show that passed at the Star Film Institute. Y'all make my heart warm and make me cry. I'm happy y'all were there.
Did you went in to work?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't go because that day I was actually busy. So
If you weren't here that you win an award, you probably did win an award.
Yeah. And for my mental health, I think it's better that way.
So, how do you want to start off with?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Watching cartoons separates you from others.
Random fact of the day?
Yes.
Random fact of the day.
Why not? Let's see here. The oldest living land animal on Earth is a 192-year-old tortoise named Jonathan.
I know it's going to be a turtle.
I don't like the name Jonathan for a plethora of reasons. No. I feel like you're trying to do too much. Everybody have one name that goes straight forward. Me, I'm Gabriel. That's Jalen. The homie PG. And then we have John Nathan. You trying to be John and Nathan? You trying to be two people? It's use one person. Why you trying to be two niggas? But besides the point, I don't mean to offend any other Jonathans here, but y'all be saying
this nigga's so funny.
That's why you name
Really? Nobody for real? Oh, my name is Jonathan. You John or Nathan? No, you trying to be everybody?
That was funny.
No. You don't say I'm Gabe and then there's an Ariel at the end. Or real. Actually, that would be a good name. I'm investing in that.
Oh, Lord.
Bro.
You gotta do stand-up, dog.
Offended.
This way is one of the greatest up and coming. I ain't even say up and coming. The best kept known secret, the best not known secrets. But it's hard to keep Gabe under the wraps. Like, this week and next, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
John and Nathan. That was funny.
Oh, man.
I'd never look at Jonathan and Kendall same way, bro.
Like, you trying to be...
I could never.
I hope you don't go bullying niggas named Jonathan.
You know it.
You go to work, any manager named Jonathan. You're like, what your name is? Jonathan? Oh, you use only one nickname?
All right,
you go
schizophrenic ass. Bipolar.
But you good, but you do that.
Hold on. You gotta quit it. I hope nobody knows students named Jonathan. All the students named Jonathan are cool, though.
I apologize for any
Jonathans. All the students named Jonathan are very cool,
but
though.
Seriously, though.
Until you graduate, yeah.
Oh, man. So, let's do a little bit community announcements. Archie will be joining us after when we take our break, we can start doing them.
Yes.
So she can join us after the break, and we can do words, mean sayings before we leave today.
Yes.
But community announcements. So, as of this recording, I went to the Elevation Awards with Mother Sick and Mother Sick and Everything Cool was nominated for Vlog of the Year.
Hey, hand clap for that right away. Yeah. Clap for that.
Next year, we hope to be nominated for Podcast of the Year, especially Tool for Cartoons.
Indeed.
I
Would love that.
We
Very,
just,
very much.
Game needs an excuse to get fine and dapper.
Yeah, I want an excuse to wear a suit. Granted, I don't like wearing suits like that, but it's
Why?
just...
Teeth and all the gals.
It's not teething all the gals, and I ain't gonna lie, a lot of gals say they prefer to see us as males wearing more suits. I'm like, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to me. Even when you get it fitted, it's tight on your chest. I have no movement. I like things where I know I could move in a heartbeat.
Actually, a lot of
Cartwheel through the
athletes,
air.
former athletes say they like stuff like that.
Bro, we
But
both
yeah,
dead.
I but yeah, I don't like clothes that restrict my movement.
No,
Anything
that's
that feels like shackles
Hey,
on my
bro.
body, I probably don't like wearing it for a long period of time.
No, but that's most athletes though. Because they like I remember when Dwayne Wade was in an interview and saying like, bro, I ain't wearing jeans no more.
Yeah.
They have to be some usually
Stretchy
comfortable.
jeans
Yeah.
where if I can't do my full squat without the fabric ripping, I ain't wearing it.
I mean,
Nobody
you shouldn't be
be able to jump.
exercising in a suit.
That's for real.
I ain't even exercising in it. It's just wearing it, walking around, existing. I can't overextend my leg too far or the fabric's gonna stretch. I have ripped pants before.
I
just
ripped a
by
lot of
stepping
pants.
too far.
I ripped
And I'm
my
like,
pants last year.
"Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I bench press too much.
Yeah.
I bench press too much.
Ain't no such thing as
First
bench
world
pressing
problems.
too much, right?
First world problems, bro.
Ain't no first sound like a skill issue.
It's a skill issue.
Ain't no such thing as no
Everybody
first
else, it's a
world
skill
problems.
issue. You be like, man, I just bench press and do much.
I wish I
My
could bench
clothes
press
can't
too
fit.
much.
My chest too tight.
But my pants, all of them now fit perfectly around my thigh. Gave your pants tight? No, it's tight around the thigh. Everything else is loose, and that's because I leg press too much.
I just gonna say this man has put 345 on each side.
No
for the
disrespect
leg
me like that,
press.
boy. 5 on them bitches.
Jesus Christ.
5 on this side, 5 on that side. At 5 reps, and I do that at least 8 times. After that, I'm satisfied.
Man is a horse.
Stallion built. When you ain't, I only could grow wide. I can't grow tall. I tried.
real.
So I got to
You
get
got
the
it.
legs meaty.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
That's great.
But yeah, congratulations though. Congratulations, Sir Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid,
Well
Kool-Aid.
earned, well deserved.
People's Choice Award 2025 winner.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, baby, banana
Listen,
fantastic.
Kool-Aid.
Pam, don't you dare it.
Love Dr. Vince.
Who always nominated when I know? If you
The
remember.
whole who's in Nassau.
Ooh.
So, thank you to the fans and supporters of Team #Banana Fantastic. And once you're part of Team #Banana Fantastic, you're part of Team Tool for Cartoons as well. Because all of we is one family.
All
But-
we is one.
But, going to the award show was great. Getting fine and dapper, spinning around. And then, we went out to the pub later on that night.
I saw the photos. Them photos that look nice. I don't want to sleep. I say maybe, and I want to wear. Y'all see the Weeknd's old album with him in the red suit.
Yeah.
I'm between an orange or a blue suit. But
Do the orange.
I'm scared. See, I scared for the orange.
Yeah.
The blue, I don't mind. But I scared of putting on orange and someone memeing me and having they put an orange on me, and since the clothes are orange too, it blends in. And they're like, "Why this guy show up to the award? Showed up like an orange, and I'm dressed up like an orange." And I'm like,
Stick out like a sore thumb.
granted, I enjoy a good meme, especially if it's a meme about me. But y'all ain't gonna do me like that.
Yeah, but-
I won't allow it.
But in entertainment, when it comes to entertainment and music, it's people sort of get not super traditional. More film is more okay. Film and theater is more traditional, but when it comes to music, people just wear whatever they want to wear. So,
That's what it was. I thought it was. Was it just music?
no, it was entertainment. So that's why they had the photography, videographer, the different musical categories, the different song categories, and
That's
all that
nice.
stuff. So because they didn't do no. I think they did one film. I think they had a film. I can't
Elevation
remember.
Awards?
I don't think they had a film category. I think they had videographer there.
At the Elevation
That
Awards?
sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
So
They had music video too.
they had music video. Okay, so yeah. So everything like more so okay, the entertainment media platform type thing. So I mean, I don't know. Well, they would probably need to add like film people to their board to actually judge film properly.
Like short film or something right there.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So
Feel like we have something like that.
A comedy sketch or
already.
something.
yeah, the Star
But-
Films.
Even before, no, Star Film's probably the closest thing to it. I was gonna say we have Bahamas International Film
Yeah,
Festival,
Biff,
where we have
yeah,
films
yeah,
over
Biff,
here.
Biff,
So that's what I was saying. That was definitely the first of its. I'm young. Is that the first of its kind, or is that something that
first I
just
can
stuff
remember?
that I don't know about?
The first I can remember. So
Who
No,
knows? Who knows?
I think I'm do it. The Press Club Awards just do films too, eh? Or they
I know
just
the
do
press clubs
specific-
just do with
specific films.
news.
I think it's only news. I think they do a category for films, if
I
I'm
don't know.
mistaken.
News to me.
Because they do news and TV shows
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
know
like
that.
that. So it's everything around fourth or fifth estate.
Yeah.
So
Mostly, yeah, that's mostly them for real.
yeah. So I mean, if the news station did a documentary or something like that, I guess
It would be in there, yeah. I
So-
remember that because when we first was in it, they had a documentary there.
So, Gabe,
Yes.
do you have any announcements using the Star Films Institute? You was nominated for a particular role, or
I don't know. I do know I sent my picture in late. So if I did get nominated for something, I didn't see it posted. But like I said, if there was a reward, I would have gotten called for it. I'd like to assume. But yeah, I think we were the only ones in the competition. There were a lot more people there, but they backed out. And we still showed out. I don't know. But there was, I think, a team from Freeport. And I know any opportunity for NASA to go up against Freeport, they ready, oh yeah, we ready to battle, we want war. I like, yeah, okay, cool. I mean, I'm gonna have fun on the stage regardless, but if that's what you're for. And then I think near in the end, I hear they backed out and I was like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna still perform. The show must go on. That don't stop no show.
okay? So when you say perform, what exactly that means?
Perform to the best of my ability. Do what I came here to do.
Okay, so
they called me for a role. I read my script. I learned my director, a close friend of mine, Valisha Roll, # best writer in Nassau. You can at me on that. She wrote the play that I was a part of. The play that she wrote was called Brunch. And I played a character called Jamal. And you had to be there to enjoy it, folks. I can't even do it justice with these minimalist explanations with my limited vocabulary. But if you came out that night, you were in for a doozy. It was nice. It was great. I had a great time. There were some emotional moments, a lot of funny moments, and I just enjoy the all-around good writing.
What?
That's the first one. The next thing that I am doing currently, I'm a part of Arsenic and Old Lace. That is a current play that is happening down at the Dundas sometime in May. That is what's going on right here, right now with me. There are some things, but due to me signing on papers, I have to be confidential about it. But you'll see something drop with me in it maybe a little later this year. You'll see it.
So question.
Yes.
Because it was a conversation I was having with someone recently. I was like, do you feel like there's more of a proliferation of people doing more stage plays?
I'm
Because
gonna be
like
real
I
with
feel
you.
like every other week is a new play, and I like the side today. It's like, okay, the theater community is now booming.
I have to be real with you. Tell me what proliferating mean.
Like it's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yes, it's booming. There are plays coming out the wazoo right now.
Yeah, I see
for
that 'cause I was-
experienced, intermediate, pros. I wish it was like this when I was younger, but I don't because I couldn't be a part of all that because at the time I was in school. I only did one play in school and then I didn't see work for about 2-3 more years. But now projects are everywhere I look. If you're complaining about not being a part of something, it's because you don't want to. They're everywhere. Or unless you somehow got blacklisted, which I don't know. A lot of people are not. But you can get, depending on certain actions and how you behave,
Yeah, some
if
people
you're easy to work with.
Yeah.
I ain't saying, you ain't allowed to cuss here, right? I ain't saying kiss behind, but also don't be mean for no reason.
Yeah.
And once you show you are easy to work with, you have a decent reputation, and you're a good actor, I feel like you keep finding work. Your talent will make room for you.
Just to
So,
let you
yeah,
know, when I was younger, it was wild.
When you was younger?
No,
damn,
when I
for
was
real.
younger, because
I-
you done young.
I keep fighting
When I
myself
was
saying that sentence.
younger.
I like, Gabe, you're only 22, but you
Right,
bring
real.
it sound like you was one of them grand elders. I'm like, no man. But yeah, there is, and it's not just theater, it's film too. I have another friend, Aaliyah Hagigat. Have y'all watched Look Up Child as yet?
I still haven't, like, because Leo goes to my church and there's been so much experience, but I always end up having something to do. But I really want to watch it.
need to see it.
And Leo was
gorgeous.
nominated at the Elevation Awards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but I really want to watch Look Up Child. And I love seeing that there's more of an new energy behind pumping out more of this stuff, because that's the only way the industry can grow.
Yeah.
Because it was a time where I used to hear a play here and there, and it used to be no
Once
more
every
so-
couple of months. Heck, I'd say you hear a play once a month. 3 months pass, another play. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are not that
Yeah,
consistent.
and then there used to be a lot of them used to be faith based.
Yeah.
So the churches would put on their own plays, and
Which are nice, but
yeah,
I want this on a church play, but there's just certain things you can't make fully bad or evil characters in the house of God. Because if they bad, you want them to do the most sinister things or just do little light things to know that they bad. But then in the house of the Lord, you can't have them. Let's say the church scene is at church and they're in church and they say, I need you to flip this altar over. I'm like, you mean this one here? Yeah. You mean this one that the pastor comes here every Sunday to do? Yeah. I like. Call me back on that.
no,
Call me
but
back on that.
they be a lot of times too cliche though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they'll be
once
explained.
you
Yeah,
follow a certain recipe, I ain't gonna lie. After you've seen one, you've seen a lot of them. A lot of them are, they're just in different orders, different sequences. That's why I enjoy whenever I see someone do something different. I'm like, oh, is that fake blood? Cool. I know y'all was brave like that. I mean, go right ahead. But I also don't think certain plays should even be done in the house of the Lord. There's stages and places for that. Go right there. Make a fake altar. Make a fake podium. Yeah, that can be
so
done.
that's why the Dundas and the Shirley Street Performing Arts Theater and more performing theaters need to be. I glad
Yes.
people using
Yes.
UBs
Theater.
a lot
That's
more.
exactly what started from happening. I love that too. Another community announcement. I'm not in charge of this, nor do I know the people there, but I am also excited for Campus that is coming in September. That is the performing arts school that I intend to enroll in.
Oh yeah, I heard about that news.
Love that.
the Ministry of Education.
I should just go into that
And
just
they say
cause.
it's free for Bahamians. Don't at me on that.
Yeah,
But that's what they say.
when I heard the announcement, I was like, I wouldn't mind like becoming a professor and teaching.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause it's
I want to learn. I want an official acting. I want a license. I want to register. I want this to be so official that not just anybody can wake up and say, "Well, I'm an actor." So I'm like,
I mean,
any shows?
that's what technically happens.
That's what's happening right now, and for the most part, people are saying it and they're pulling through, which I'm proud of.
Yeah,
But there's a small set that are in this industry for money and just money.
that's a lot
It
of
ain't
people.
love of the game. It ain't love of the craft. It ain't love of the arts. It's how much can I make if I do this? And I call me evil. I don't want to see them people succeed. I don't want to see them succeed.
Fuck.
Like, no.
Because some
No.
Bahamians would laugh at anything, right? It's like,
Boy, there was this guy I
don't
used
laugh
to
at anything,
work
bro.
with on the ship, and he taught me I am not as bad as I think I am. His whole thing was we play pirates on the ship. Y'all already know that for now. And I play pirate a certain way. I'd have some dice that I carry around in my bag. I'd gamble with the kids, and when they beat me, I'd give them 3 gold coins because it's part of a treasure hunt. This guy's go-to was screaming at the very top of his lungs at the most random of moments.
So you'll be like, Master!
Yeah. Or it'd be something like that. And the guests would be like, oh my gosh, he's so talented. And I promise you, I'd look at them like,
there's no effort put into that.
no, he just, y'all ever watch a bad movie? Where they need explosions to keep your attention?
Yeah.
He's the explosion. I don't think Some of the guests know, the difference between good acting and bad acting. There is a difference. This man has to scream to keep your attention. You look away from him for a nanosecond, he just screams louder. And they're like, oh my gosh, he's so captivating. I'm like, okay.
I mean, he is
I
captivating.
was gonna say to shoot him some bail. He got their attention though. To shoot him some bail, he got their attention.
If we go by that logic,
Yeah.
every good acting show should be just someone screaming.
Right?
No,
yeah.
that's wrong. Don't
That's
agree with me
wrong.
on that.
That is
That's
very
stupidness.
wrong.
Thank you.
No, but
I wanted you to say that.
Okay,
Thank you.
we had
Yes.
You're right.
Power
They
Rangers.
just want to be entertained. They don't have a doctor.
I know, but as a man of the craft and a lover of the game.
But that still ain't
Put
true
some effort into
entertainment,
it.
right? What he's saying is it ain't true entertainment.
Yeah,
for
but
real.
they still saying, oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
so
man.
entertaining. No! And now it encourages bad actors like this to say, oh, I ain't gotta have no talent. Watch this. Go up in there, scream. Look, they love me. No, because now you're taking attention off people who have genuine talent.
Yeah.
Who
I
are
get you.
quiet. But when you get into interacting with them, they have their own area, their own aura, their own atmosphere. I'm going to try to refrain from using the word aura on this because I don't want someone to keep going. But yeah, cease.
Yeah,
Cease and
it's just
desist.
like when they say like you can't prove your point or make it seem like you smart just because you shouting over the next person.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and doing it better don't mean screaming it out louder. Sometimes it means you gotta deliver it better. You gotta say it slower. You gotta emphasize particular words. Play with it. You don't know what you're doing. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing, but I try my best. That's is that the I think that's the final new community announcement on my
But
part.
I was gonna say you had whole shows like the Power Rangers for almost 20 seasons
Yeah.
made, and it was due to bad acting.
Oh no. I don't care what nobody say. The Power Rangers and their acting was perfect. It was superb. For its time period,
No.
the dancing, the poses.
I ain't just talking about the initial Mighty Morphin run. I talking about from the 90s all the way up until the last season that ended.
I
like
see
2
there's
years
a
ago.
caveat to that. I feel like they had to go with it after the first season because it's like
I understand the 90s.
I feel like they had to go with it after that, right?
When Power Rangers finally Disney shows was a little Disney era Power Rangers probably peak Power Rangers to me. But when they got to Nickelodeon, it was still cringy and cheesy in the 2010s.
Yeah, it was.
No, bro.
I ain't gonna say it was bad. I'm gonna say, was that type of performance in its infancy? Because
No.
was there something like Power Rangers before? Or
Yeah,
Power
Super
Rangers?
Sentai.
Super Sentai.
Yeah.
And that
Essentially.
is Power Rangers. No, I'm pretty sure Power Rangers has Japanese dub. Did it come from Japanese and they dub it
yes.
for us?
Right, yeah.
No,
Right.
it came from Japan.
Right.
But they changed all the actors out to English speaking actors.
Right. So
Well,
what-
guys, in that case, it was in its infancy because those are the first set of actors to have that kind of role to do those kind of things.
I'm not
They're
talking
Japanese
about-
you want to talk about that?
I'm not talking about the 90s versions. Okay.
Right,
From
that's
when
the-
the
right.
first
Samurai.
the Mighty Morphin Samurai and Bach.
all right.
Was good?
No,
that's
the
what-
acting
They
was
was
still the same like in
cheesy.
the 90s, bro.
Oh,
Right,
wait,
that's
that
what
was
I'm
its
saying.
infancy?
How that was his
No, no.
infancy?
Okay,
What
you
you
said
listen what
it
he's
came
saying.
from the Japanese, but they switched it out
No.
for...
I said it came
It's
from
supposed-
Japanese.
But
They
changed.
dubbed it, changed it in the 90s. Why is the acting still the same
Still
in the
by
2010s,
now.
bro?
Right.
Up to now.
That's what he's saying.
I have no comments. I have nothing. I can't defend them.
And what I'm saying is to shoot them bail, I feel like they just continued to roll with it because it was like a staple at that point.
Bro,
Yeah,
bro.
the cheese was
Like the
a
cheese
part
was
of it.
like
But
from
the
the
cheese-
first
it was
season, it was
nothing
like, you
without
know
the
what?
cheese.
They expect the cheesy.
It's like a
right?
pizza. It's nothing without the cheese. It's just
I feel the
bread.
same
No,
way.
you see the big difference is I think they actually started to shoot the Power Rangers roles like on set there. They wasn't just
They
taking
was
it.
always shooting the acting roles on set. It was the action
No,
stuff
that's
that
what
they-
I'm saying. The action stuff. They started to do the action
I ain't
stuff
talking about the
on set,
action
right?
stuff in there. So I ain't talking about
No,
the
but
day-to-day
that's what I
slice of
think.
life
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. I think what I'm saying is because what they did is they kind of just did that to go along with the action, right? But now they just did the entire show once it got gained popularity. They just did the entire show one time over in the West.
The excuse.
No, they still didn't do it. They were still teething
they still was
footage.
teeth- they still was
Yeah,
teething?
bro, that's what I'm saying.
I know they still was TV.
Yes, right.
Okay, yeah, I can't do that. But
The excuse
I can't say that. But I can't.
Because here's how I'm viewing it. The Japanese were doing this, and it was good. It wasn't cheesy, or was that cheesy as well?
No, but
No,
it was
certain
action because it
things
was
was-
only right.
yeah.
'Cause
But
they're very expressive in their shows,
Man.
and that's not just in Sentai. That's in everything that
Rider or
has
whatever.
all the
No,
thing-ups. But I say it's in its infancy because the Japanese were doing it this way, and then they passed it on to us. I don't know if they gave them any pointers. I don't know if they told them how to do it. What I do know
See, the
and
funny-
firmly believe, they showed them the Power Rangers here. It should look like this. They
funny-
saw the poses, they saw the cheesiness, and it was like,
I
can
mind
do
that, but I mind that. I talking
talking
about
about acting
when they
scenes, right,
in
when
their
they-
suits.
right, when they in
and
their
let's say
suits.
they going in the restaurant and they're like, "Hey,
Right.
Gilly, they
Hold on,
go,
hold on,
and see,
they
that's-
go
okay, now I see-
30-year-old."
now I see what you're talking about.
And see,
You
right.
say this is an after samurai? Like after samurai?
Yeah,
Samurai.
no, that's what he's
They
saying.
go 30-year-olds. Hey, you think she has
The acting
cooties?
sucks.
Nigga, what?
Question. Was this Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Yes.
In that case, Nickelodeon acting was bad back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. I ain't dissing. But if you look back at some of that crap, I look at it and I like, how did these people get a job before me?
That's what I'm saying.
I could have been in this.
Bro, I was depressed in college. On the edge of wanting it to be done. I said, bro,
Man.
I was watching Power Rangers and that's like, bro, if they can get a job, I can get a job. I was like,
But yeah.
I was like, wait, I could be a Power Ranger. That's what else my hope, bro. I was like, wait, it ain't over. I can try to be a Power Ranger.
That's an acting type I call acting like you're acting, and that makes you bad. Because there's actually genuinely falling, and then there's, oh no, I've fallen. I've hurted my kneecaps. Did you guys see me fall? No, don't say it. Show it, nigga. Don't tell me that. Show me you fell. So yeah, that I call that acting like you're acting. And that's what a lot of Nickelodeon actors were back in the day. I will say the Zoe 101 cast was pretty good.
yeah.
They were consistently good.
Them and
But
Ned and
any other acting thing, hey Billy, how are you? Why are you talking like that?
Yes.
That's not your voice. That's
Like-
cease. But
Gosh darn it. We gotta do this.
I'm like, there's no way. And like, just say it naturally. Granted,
Yeah.
it's hard. Deliver me. How would you say "gosh darn it"? And I want you to Bahamianize it. How would you say it?
Hey, you ain't believe this? We had modest.
Is that our "gosh darn it"?
Yeah.
I'd even go along the
But I
lines to be
don't
like,
believe this is happening to me.
I'd even say I want to sum it up in one word, and I'd be like, boy.
Just like that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's our gosh darn it.
Like,
We wouldn't
boy.
say bite.
Oh, man,
So if
that's
they gave us
sick
Super Sentai
track.
and say, all right, I need you to
Man,
Bahamianize
that's
it.
sick
They'd be
track.
no, gosh darn it. Like,
No, they'd be like, oh, no, they would try to put the Bahamian in it, but still make it, well, mother sick.
no, don't say that, don't say that,
It
don't
ain't
say
even
that.
sound right.
Sick.
It ain't even sound
Don't
right.
let the tourists them hear you saying that. I trying to teach them some of our words now. Well, mother sick. I'm like, no, you know what? You know what, bro? Don't even say it. Don't even trip. You don't need it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, man.
I had a tourist the other day ask me, hey, I was at what is it, Bahama, and he say, hey, tell me what a dirty bungie is. And I look at this brother like, this man is white, got the Tanner haircut with the little comb over. I'm just looking at him
Who tell you
like,
that? I'd be like, who tell you that?
where you learn that word?
Yeah, where you
Well, my
get that
friends at
from?
Bahama are. Those ain't your friends. Those are not your friends.
Where you hear that from?
I can tell you what a dirty bungie is, but
But still,
it stops here.
You're
It's
right.
fine, no further.
Really?
I can't educate you anymore. We're in uncharted territory right now. Before you know it, I'll be teaching you words like boy and phrases like make haste and whatnot. And before you know it, you'll be talking full on Bahamian. And not that I don't want to share my culture with you. I don't want you to say it to the wrong person and get like
Say it.
harmed.
Yeah, so you were telling someone random, but you use a dirty bungie.
Yeah. And then you
Yeah.
get punched or shot. And now I'm like, I cost another innocent
No, but
man's life.
you ever watch the show Outer Banks?
Outer Banks?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
When they had the fake meme, and that's how basically they would be.
I did see the TikTok meme. It's like, hold on, babe, this supposed to be a Bahamian character, and then she was talking a certain way, and I like, so you couldn't just get one of us to like, we looking for work. I am always looking
sound
for an
like if
acting
AI
job.
generated a
Yeah.
baby.
So you couldn't find me. Okay, cool, cool.
Real mother flip.
Well, mother flip. How would a tourist say "boy"? I know we say "boy."
Bay.
They say bae. They say bae because they think it's bae.
Boy.
They think it's bae. They say bae. I'd
make
be
me
like,
cry
no, it ain't
sometimes.
bae.
So
nigga,
you
it's
see
bae.
why I say that.
It ain't bae.
Yeah.
No, but
But
even,
yeah, I do understand it because when you elaborate, it's like, "Hey, Billy," I was like, "Oh yeah."
yeah, it's like
that
this
was
slice
bad.
of life. It's like, bro, y'all could really sort of serious this out. And there's, I mean, it's a lot of bad acting on TV though. Even in other shows. Like
even the shows today.
Yeah, I was watching Kanan, the Power Book 3 from the Power Universe, and it's like, I saw a scene how the actors were setting it up, and I was like, bro, people don't even talk like this. Or, like, okay, you trying to seduce, you tell the woman telling to do it, so you want to come over to see my record collection? And so the show based in the 90s, and he was like, No, but first, she's like, hey, you see, she tried to position her role for her character to be like seductive Tim from scenes earlier. So she finally like, you want to go out for the drink? Dude didn't tell you, but I just fresh out of rehab. I ain't drink. He's like, so he had to tell again, yo, I don't drink. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. You can come over and see my record collection. And I'm like, why you would say that? Just say, wait, I like you and I want you. That's
I ain't think that's bad acting. Sometimes
she delivered it well, but I'm like, I'm like, why would you beat around the bush to show us in a further scene?
That ain't bad acting. That's bad writing.
Yeah, yes.
Because I ain't gonna lie, there are some scripts that have me reading and I'm like, this ain't natural. And then I do it, I perform it, and I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I feel icky. Because I say, why did I just force to try to make that work? I'm like, because I told the director I was gonna change some lines up. And he said, don't change a single line in my play. And I was like, yes, sir. Sorry, won't happen again. I read it off word for word. And after that, I was like, hey, I give him a script. I think I'm not going to be a perfect fit. Because you ain't going to embarrass me. You ain't going to have me on it. Well, gosh darn it, Billy. How hornswoggled. You don't know. You ain't going to do this to me. I'm leaving. You will find somebody else, though. And if they're desperate enough for the money, hence why I say don't go out there. Heck, I was given this tip by other pro actors that have been in the game longer than me. Yeah. Do not go prostituting yourself out to everything with call roll. Really? And initially, I didn't understand it. P.S. I was 13 at the time. And then I started doing just that, prostituting myself to every role. And the first 2 times, they weren't bad things. But the third time, you meet someone you don't know. You've never seen him in any of the community. I ask people about the community if they know about him. They don't recognize him. No one knows. You know what it is to go to somebody's hood and they don't know you?
Yeah.
So I ask around. No one knows him. Come to find out, this nigga, we still have recordings. I have recordings of things that will never see the light of day because it's just sitting on this man's computer and he doesn't want to share it.
How long? Recordings of what?
Recordings of whatever film thing he had us doing, words, things. It's clear. It's no, it don't really sound like it's probably.
No, so this was for a play or this was for a film?
It was for a film commercial. He wasn't very clear. And in the earlier days of acting, damn, I really sound like a fossil. In the back days, some people, there's people who look official. And you know they're official because everybody in the community knows who they are. I could say some prolific and well-known names right now. But you say his name to anybody and they look at you like, who? Gabe, we ain't know who that is. I go to the top of the food chain. I say, okay, this one gotta know who it is. She know everybody. Hey, you know X, Y, and Z? I know who that is, Gabe. I like...
So you prostitute, you succumb to the pimp hunt.
All because you want to be out there and you want to be heard. You want people to see how great you are. Out there putting yourself in every little thing. This is why you take your little victories when they happen and be grateful they happened.
Indeed.
And I enjoy mines. The big ones, the small ones, the medium ones. When life good.
Makes sense.
And be grateful. Yeah. But for me, I think that's all of my community announcements. I yield.
That's the episode already.
No man.
Let's take a quick short break.
Yeah, we talk about all that
stuff. We can
stuff.
be right back.
Yeah.
After these said messages. Hi, I'm Justin Williamson, creative director here at Chosen Few Studios and chief creator at Chosen Few Productions. Here at Chosen Few Studios, we do a myriad of things. You've seen us do various podcasts, whether it be with Mother Sick, Everything Cool, Tool for Cartoons. Also, we have the Fanatic Islanders is another of our in-house productions. Obviously, you've seen the skits as well, award-winning skits. And what I gotta say about Chosen Few Studios is that we are a fully creative space. Whatever you can think, we can sort of help you achieve. You can even ask, by the way. But if you need help with producing your content, you need a space to have small meetings or film your podcast, hit us up today. chosenfewproduction@gmail.com. Check us out on chosenfewproduction.com. Check out our various pages on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook for more of this great content. And we still got more. Look at this. You don't even know which part of the studio this in, but you know, once Lord Jalen Willard, Jesse Sama touch it, that's it. And we're back after commercial break. You know, we might make this a regular. So now we have. I'm waiting for. Obviously, you can see there's a whole wing.
That's it. We got Archie in the
building. We got Archie in the building. So
Yay, I'm back.
So we got Archie
back.
in. You know, so we can continue with words mean things.
How long have you been missing?
I have no idea. Actually, when this
You missed the last 2 episodes. That's it.
That's it.
I think.
no, it's the last 2 episodes.
I think this is
But
last.
when we wait, you haven't
More
even
than that.
recorded.
I've been here since last year.
That's what I was saying.
What is this? April now? So
Yeah.
that'll be 3 episodes.
No, because we batch record 2 episodes in late February. Because remember we did the Kiki one and then I did the one the night before.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I had to.
And then what we did was January.
I started trying to remember.
So Archie's first time since last year.
2025.
Yay.
Archie exists. She's not dead.
Yeah.
She's looking lovely, everybody. Look at her.
So words mean things.
All right, words mean things. So our word of the episode is gustatory. Gustatory describes things that are related to or associated with eating or the sense of taste.
Gustatory.
Use that in a sentence.
I use the example I have here. The deli has been widely praised for its astonishing variety of gustatory delights. The collective.
I sure a deli wouldn't be praised for that though. Deli's stuff the most blandest shit.
I don't know what delis you've been going to because Brandon's Deli's food. Brandon's Deli's food.
You ever been to an Italian deli?
I've been to the hospital.
Nassau.
Where? I've been to the hospital. The hospital.
No, but hospital food is actually good, and hospital bread have crack in it. I'm convinced there's crack in their bread.
In the
Or
bread.
let's put a lot of sugar inside it.
Right.
I don't know, there's crack in that. All right, so we don't have phrase of origin today. But what we do have is quotes I found on the internet. So one, lying about me won't change the truth about you.
Don't tell them that's not me.
Listen
And I
to me.
won't tell the truth.
Oh God, that hit him in the spot right
I
now.
have to say this publicly. I wanted to go on Archie Facebook and boo her under every post that she's been posting now because I'm like,
Why?
I know a couple of months ago we was like, boy, Archie's be sharing the most toxic memes. And
Am I toxic again?
No, you're not toxic. You're just sharing the most like prolific things and all that. I'm like, where's the old Archie? Like, dog, she flooding my timeline with a bunch of motivational shit. And I'm
Actually, I
like,
don't even see Archie's posts.
I'm like, bro,
I was off
boo.
Facebook for
I
a
wanted
minute.
to boo her so hard. I know I was
So
like,
you want me to be
boo.
toxic? Okay, I can be a toxic red woman just for you.
Just for me.
Just for you, I can be a toxic
Because
red
I'm
woman.
like, bro, what's going on? I was like, somebody must be fucking pile drive you or something, bro.
No, I was just my timeline no longer
Somebody
has.
cut your stomach, bro.
No, I'm no longer giving energy to nonsense, but like my timeline just posts things I see, like so I barely be on Facebook now.
It's a big difference, dog. It's a huge
I've only
difference.
been back like 2 weeks. Give me time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, remember what we said a couple of months ago? She's flooding my timeline with a bunch of toxicity.
No,
And now she's
how
just
is it
flooding my...
toxic? It's not toxic.
No,
it's
the memes that
feminist.
you used to share memes. Now you're just sharing a bunch of quotes. I'm like, share memes again.
You want me to
bro.
share memes again?
No.
My feminist memes you call toxic?
Yes, they were toxic, but I was like,
They were not toxic. They were feminists.
they were feminists, but I was like, at the end, I was like, at the
Feminism
end.
is not toxic. I'm not arguing with y'all over that.
Feminism is very
Okay,
toxic.
so-
Modern day.
Right?
Okay, some feminism is toxic, but every movement you have the area that
But
is
I'm like-
toxic.
Clearly, somebody just was
Why
like,
you saying that feminism is
I was-
toxic? What she was posting?
Yeah,
well,
I'm a
she used, to
man-hater.
she used to text memes where you used to have to look sideways and be like, you know what, Archie, are you okay? And now she texting memes just like, Archie, who hurt you? And it's like, you never want to see people posting things where, who hurt you?
Did
You know?
Jams hello go turn into Jams goodbye?
Right.
Why?
Just text chaos. Like literally just post chaos, bro.
I
Just
just
post chaos.
post things
Because you don't have to
that I
believe
like.
the chaos. But you like.
So I used to post motivational stuff before too. Y'all just only see the top. Yes,
no.
I'm supposed to mix. You just used to focus on.
You was
the quote,
every
unquote,
other
toxic.
post. You was literally every other post on my timeline. And
She
everything
has been
never
like
fit.
that from
100%
like
rate.
2022.
100% rate. It was toxicity chaos.
Feminism.
Now it's
Feminism
100% rate. Like, yeah, somebody flicking slap you in your mouth.
No.
Somebody slap you in your mouth.
No, I just post things that I like. So it's like.
I post things that I'm like, when you look at my timeline, it's a bunch of kiki keys. You ain't got a bunch of kiki keys. But anyway.
They keys to me.
So Kiki. So hold on. So what was? No, reiterate that phrase
right.
you just said before.
Reiterate the
Kiki.
phrase.
No, when you said I won't don't tell lies about me and I won't tell truth about
Listen
you.
close.
Oh, he's
listen
still
close,
on that?
listeners. Yes,
Yeah.
listen close,
Lying
listeners.
about me won't change the truth about you.
That makes sense. Archie never supposed to make sense.
To you. I used to post motivational stuff. You just
No,
thought
you
just
I used to look at you and be like, this fucking
name me
guy.
one.
I just realized something. These niggas saying advertising.
Because I was going through my
gonna say,
hardcore. I used to go through my
I did a show
hardcore
earlier this week.
feminism.
I had the
things
Coke
and
bottle
then-
show.
Wait,
I said,
no.
hold on.
Too hard.
I had,
Them niggas don't pay me.
I had motivational stuff. I used to talk stuff about like where it was a mix, but you used to be like, oh, this. You go.
I know, I was just like,
Okay, I got one more.
all right, go ahead. Watch this now.
You
Watch.
can really tell when someone has been allowed to run their mouth their whole life without consequences.
Some people for real though.
Just need to get popped in the face for it. Some people just need to get beat.
Let me string to that.
So now
Somebody right now, I need to punch in their mouth.
Same.
Every morning I wake up, PG. Every morning I wake up.
There is someone who I need to beat so badly, and only the fact that I don't like jail is keeping me from doing it.
Listen to me.
I can't do
almost-
prison.
Jalen, I almost pulled one Viltrumite line just now. I almost
Only mine.
No, much worse. I almost said,
Alex,
the
God.
other Viltrumites are scared of me. I can't say it, but
No, the Conquest. Have y'all seen the?
I haven't, but I've heard
Oh,
the
so you
memes.
haven't watched the last season?
I was reading the
But
comic
I
online,
couldn't
so
dodge
I know
the
what you're
memes,
talking
and
about.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, you talking about when Conquest came and Conquest first fight with Mark.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong.
Holy Jesus
Conquest
Christ.
as a man is toxic.
Yeah.
Conquest is
Now,
talk soon.
he was spitting a little bit.
Yeah.
Just not a lot. Just a little bit. Like you say, the other Viltrumites are scared of me. And I quote unquote, I'm so lonely. Lies like that from Conquest doesn't get me.
No, but he literally blew a blood bubble and shaped it as a heart.
Yeah. Love
Hey.
Wait, what? I just got started on a blood bubble. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah, because he was in space and Mark punched him in the mouth and he blew a blood bubble.
I stopped being
That's
toxic.
concerning, right? That's concerning, bro.
He said, because he basically told Mark, it's not, I came to save your world. I like inflicting pain.
So I
That is
resist.
awesome. I like a great villain.
I want you to resist.
Yeah.
I want you to not let me have it so I
Happy
could take it. I say, boy, someone get this man. Someone, and I know Mark was. I ain't watch it, but I know Mark's over here like.
No, so you ain't watched it, so you saw clips?
I haven't.
Bro, you need to watch the
Read
whole
the comic
episode.
too, though.
I'm
No,
not,
read the
I'm
comic.
not reading the
Bubble
comic,
now.
first off.
Y'all
And
said
second,
blood bubble, I'm down.
not
I wanna
rushing
watch it now.
No, watch Invincible in the comic and a little bit more graphic because in the comic, spoiler alert.
Rough.
Hey, no, I gotta stop you right
comic
there.
is
Because
graphic,
spoiling me.
dog.
No, the comic,
Jesus
just watch it
Christ.
for this, eh?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
watch out for this.
I already got spoiled on that.
Oh,
okay,
That is
right,
a topic we save for that day where you want to talk about us in the life and what happens to us when we were little boys. Yeah,
That's
we'll
on
save
the
that for
list.
That
that.
was BBB.
But I've
gotta
been
do what
watching a
you're
lot of like period dramas, and I've been getting back into my boy love.
Yeah, watch out for this. Really.
Yeah.
All right, so Archie, what's the is words being things and then it was another thing.
Oh, I didn't do phrases. I didn't do Jennifer. I said that. I
She
didn't say that.
she did say that. She did say that. All right, so let's talk about the last episode where I was in my plumber's outfit and we was talking about nostalgia. I had to hold it down. We had a call in from Archie.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I know where you is.
Fighting for my life somewhere.
Wait, before we do that, I have to say that not only is it Autism Awareness Month, April is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's very important.
I think you think it's a good day to have that conversation.
Whatever nonsense y'all about to talk about. No.
999. Let's say
What is it?
let's call it our 18 plus episode. We'll do it next time.
Yeah. So so we was talking about nostalgia, and we started went back into the like 90s, more so. But I know that the 2000s was like. They say the 2000s was like the worst decade. I think.
I mean,
No, boy.
the 2000 gave us, I don't know,
I
because
don't
the
think the
2000s
2000s
gave us like lowrider jeans, which is a short person I loved. But it also gave us that weird whale tail thing girls used to do.
Whale tail.
Okay,
You
so.
ain't never seen none of that.
What?
You weren't even around. You were
I
like
wasn't
8.
around, but as a grown man, seeing that. I mean,
Anyway.
I respect.
It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Get it together. So anyway, so I liked lowriders because
Hold on. Now you know low riders, you had to have a certain type of body shape.
man, everybody was wearing it just like skinny jeans.
Everybody who believed they were confident was wearing it.
Yeah, because see, back then I was skinny, so I couldn't wear them. But reason I liked lowriders, right? So as a short person, regular jeans sit somewhere in the middle here, right? High rise is up underneath here.
So would you
underneath the
call
chest.
these like high rises?
No, these are like middle.
Okay.
Right? Although high rise will suck everything in. But low riders, for most people, they sit like underneath the hip. But I'm short, so they sat perfectly on my waist. And I didn't have that weird thing where the waist was too loose. Granted, because I was short, low riders also, like, we had the wide leg jeans. So, like, if
So
all
bad-
my
the
jeans
bad-
used to drag the ground and look a mess.
So like the Kendrick ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like lowriders, really tight. The 2000s were terrible for fashion, but the whale tail. So because you wear lowriders, right? A lot of girls would wear like thongs. So like when they sit down, you would see
The
crack,
thong,
or
yeah.
you would see like the thong. So they would call it a whale tail.
Also, that's what the whale tail.
That's a whale tail.
Yes, it is.
It was either underwear crack or whale tail, I guess.
So that's why women wear thongs?
No, I think what happened is
I
when
thought-
you wear lowriders and you would sit down, right?
Yeah.
Your underwear is gonna show. Right? Or if you have on like lower, you
I
want
feel like
like
I've
the
been
low
lied to,
underwear, you will see
You may have.
crack. So it's like, so I don't know why it became a fashion trend. I'm not gonna say Britney or strippers. I have no idea.
No, but I always
Look,
used to, bro. You know how?
That's not why women wear thongs.
I know, but
There's
I'm
a
saying
functional reason.
I understand that, but I'm saying I've always thought that they was just trying to be sexy.
That's part of it.
No, but I didn't know. I didn't understand it was functionality behind it.
Okay, we come to function. But the
Yeah.
whale tail, it was like, so my underwear is going to show
See, that
when I
makes
sit
sense.
down. And then with low rise, it would show anyway. And so they would have like the straps. You see the straps on the side or you see the back. So it was like, it could show anyway. Sometimes will be cute. The
Wow.
functionality of wearing thongs is if you're wearing certain outfits where you don't want your panty line to show, but you don't want to go out here like no underwear.
I can
So-
understand that, but why you just explain the low riders?
2000s was weird, bro.
No, but I never thought about that. I'm like, okay, they just wearing thongs just to be provocative. But now that you mention it, it's like, well, that makes sense. Because it's like,
was
okay,
fashion.
because if Mike's pants about to slide down, because you know they ain't wearing no belly. And like, so if they about to slide down,
wearing
instead of
a belt.
seeing crack, you might as well see that pink
Right.
thong strap with the diamond in the middle.
It got so bad though because they were low. Like you would be able to see the straps on the side, and like
Yeah.
brands started making thongs that you could wear underneath. And like, yeah, 2000s was garbage fashion wise. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
which we was wearing for Expo.
Yeah, niggas.
Why y'all explain that to me? Why dudes was out here looking homeless?
I ain't
Or
gonna
like
lie.
they
They're
borrowed
gonna bring
their
back the
brother's
big white tee
clothes.
though. They're gonna bring back the big white tee, but I ain't gonna lie.
Wasn't there a band called like not Plain White Tees? There was a rap group.
Yeah,
Tall tees or whatever.
I know.
Fresh in My White Tee. I know that was their song, but I
In
can't
my
remember.
white tee, I think.
Yeah. I can't remember any. I know what you exactly. I know exactly what you mean, bro.
Yeah, but I always say the 2000s is a weird decade because it's like, literally, it's 2 decades in 1 decade because it's like early 2000s from like 2000 to like 04, and then it's late 2000s like 07.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
2000s is classified as, because I looked it up once, 2000s to 2010. And then 2010s is 2010 to 2020. So the 2000 to 2010. Anything in between that is considered 2000s.
No, but I understand your logic, man. I'm talking about culturally. People would like, wait, like let's say for people be like, wait, I like this because this give me an early 2000s vibe.
Yeah, you
it
can
is
say
some
early
cultures.
2000s,
But
late
you never
2000s,
say
late 2000s.
no, yeah, but you never had no one say this. Give me an early '90s vibe or early '80s. They
Okay,
just say
understood.
90s, right?
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
say
okay.
'80s, '90s, but the 2000s. But it in my mind it's separated because the early 2000s was like left over the '90s.
Yeah,
And
as
then-
most decades are.
Yeah, but it was like significant because at the end, it was like the beginnings of the 2010s. Because like, okay, like 07 was when we get ringtones, and that's when everybody, like around 08, that's when
We used to
everybody was
buy
jerking.
ringtones.
That's when everybody was jerking
that
and
was
wearing
wild.
skinny jeans. So like, it
Skinny
was,
jeans came in about what, the 2010s?
No, in
08?
yeah, like
08.
yeah. So like 08, and then that's when the whole snapbacks and tattoos are in the
Yeah.
God,
The- the
and the
whole-
Ed Hardy area, y'all remember
Yeah.
that?
But I got them Hardy's.
And when white girls is doing that thing where they was looking real orange and
Yeah.
wearing like
Yeah.
concealer and foundation as lipstick, all girls, I don't know why. I never did it, but
And
apparently it
then-
was a thing.
and then the hump.
Yeah,
The
hair
bump it. It's
Yeah,
called
the
the
hair
bump it.
bump.
The bump it.
Right.
They actually had a tool called bump it that you would
Yeah.
use to get the hump.
Yeah.
And then their extension. So white girls started wearing well, they always wearing extensions, but they really started wearing extensions 2000s, and you could tell because those were bad. You could see the track. You could see it was straight. It was a mess, and everybody's hair was like flat iron, like it was the 80s again. It was messy.
Yeah.
I'm still on the foundation on the lips. I just don't understand the purpose of that.
He's wearing foundation.
Foundation and concealer. White girls started, and then
Why?
you know it
Don't make
trickled.
no sense.
You asking me? I don't know.
But you halfway girl.
I never wore concealer on my lips. I did the other broad girl thing, which was more 90s with the like heavy dark brown liner with the lip gloss, which I don't know why that was.
Actually,
a
no,
thing.
that wasn't just a white girl thing. Was I saw a lot.
I said that was a black girl
Black girl
thing.
thing, yeah.
That was a black girl.
I think so.
It's coming back.
No, that's what I'm saying. I just see like put the liner and then anointing the lips with
Dumb.
the.
They're trying to give credit to some white girl rapping. I'm like, y'all sit down and shut up.
I really
That's
need them
90s.
to not wear makeup no more.
I mean, I would say because even if you think about it, like people were like, "Oh, these kids in their edges." Edges was a '90s thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't as bad as it is now with the hair curtains.
No. It was just as bad.
Was
but it's
it?
just it was his emphasize that I have to go take the toothbrush and go do
Then the
this and
Sanskrit.
Yeah.
I can, my edges
toothbrush is
still
crazy work.
to this day. My edges still can't. I can't get them to rock right. So I just like I
Let
just,
the baby hairs.
the baby hairs.
Yeah, but like, what happened? Oh, so in the Bahamas, we had distinct faction. Though when girls used to wear the sticky mouth shoes and the ruffled shirts.
Oh God, why were we all? Why were we all dressing like in the club, dressing like we was going to a business meeting? People used to be in like dresses. You remember that? They used to be in like the club in like dresses and tights and like high heel old Grammy shoes. I did it too. Like, why do I look like I go into church and
With
in
a
the club?
ruffle.
Oh, I had several ruffle shirts. Okay, I had several, or the popcorn shirts. I had several of those.
I don't know.
Weird
And then that's
times,
when
bro.
lace fronts first came, but the lace fronts are so ugly, bro. It was this big hot thing.
I thought lace fronts was 2010. See, I don't know. I
No,
don't
lace
think-
fronts was like. No, it started at the end of like I remember.
At the end of the 2000s, going into the 2010s.
Yeah, because
Okay,
like
yeah.
around 08, 09, that's when them lace fronts started.
Yeah, the
coming out.
early lace fronts was kind of bad. You had some girls that wouldn't even cut off the lace, so they would just, it would look like a helmet because you would just see like the
Yes.
translucent lace in the front. I was like, I don't wear wigs, right? I'm more of a weave person, but I feel like you should cut that off. I feel like you're supposed to
No,
cut
but they used
that
to always
off.
have it slick back in one.
Really?
And then
Well, you know, we
freaking-
evolved because you evolved.
Like it's gotten a whole lot better, thank God. But it was terrible. Especially that's when the barbers was really barbering. And the whole that's when guys with the highlight they flicking eyebrow, bro.
Oh,
Like
God. Are we
you
talking
put
about
concealer. You put concealer again, I don't.
You still use concealer
I
in
probably
eyebrows
wasn't
to
around for
highlight.
that. That's news to me.
No, you see how you highlight a word in a book? That's how
Oh, I
they
know what
take the
you
concealer and
mean.
flicking the highlight. The eyebrows.
When their eyebrows used to be out here looking like exclamation points.
Yeah.
Like, what? And it was so like thick. Because they went from the 90s and I wear chola, thin eyebrow. God,
Yeah.
I don't think some people's eyebrows still ain't grow back from that. To like that big block.
Eyebrows on my
This is how they grow. They just grow like this. But they had like, it was this big, huge like
you
I
basically.
can't even, it was this big
No, but-
block. And then the concealer, you didn't blend the concealer so you could see it.
Yeah. I was like, why y'all think this look good?
But
Y'all look like clowns.
But the
See, you
crazy.
can hate all you want, but I assure you, there was someone taking a gal with that same
Yeah.
description
Let's-
home,
let's
taking
be
it
honest.
down the same night. Nah, I wouldn't do it. But I know
see,
someone was taking that
You
home.
have to realize trends. Like that was a trend, and the thing
That was
about
a
it,
small
right?
trend.
That was hot. That was
But what
quote
killed
unquote
me,
sexy.
and I'm not being colorist, right? Because it's one thing people doing it, but then I would see dark skinned girls too, and it's like, yeah, I do, you love you, but ma'am, you're dark skinned, but this concealer you have on matches my shade tone, and you ain't blended, and like the rest of your makeup is your color. I'm confused.
You know,
Speaking of,
now that I think about it, I think I like a dark skinned girl with that. Like, no, because it's the way she's
trend is
introduced to
gone.
me. Like, say we in the club, it's dark. She dark skinned, I can't see her. But then my eyebrows like, no, it's like a beacon drawing me in the final. It's like, you know, how did you find mom, dad? I followed the beacon in the darkness. And they was moving because she was making faces at me, so I know she's looking at me because it was in my direction. So I danced over there, and by the time I get to her, I realized she highlighted. Yeah. I wouldn't mind one dark skin little thing. Like, I always did like neon makeup on a Garrett, but I love neon. Anything that glows in the dark and you're wearing, I'm probably looking at you.
I think well, I
glow
glad
in the
them
dark,
days
sorry.
ago. Because even the dirty bungies now.
please, someone explain to me what a dirty boogie is, because I've had
One
several
moment, I'm going to leave the
explanations.
room. I have a call.
Emily was just talking about that last
Yeah.
No, because I've had several different explanations.
So
and
a
I'm not
dirty
sure.
bungie.
Because I think of someone who does not wash their behind.
No.
Is it just
No,
women? Because you could
no.
be a man with a dirty boogie.
No, dirty bungie is for
Small so gal.
well, a man can apply, but dirty bungie is
right.
about your ways. It's very
Yeah.
legally. It's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's really from a very less than mindset. It's like it's all selfish wants and needs. It's lack of decorum.
Okay, I think
Look
I
at this
understand.
ghetto.
Basically, gets
Ghetto
you.
was basically
No, but
ghetto.
see,
You
but you
can't
got
use
rich
ghetto.
dirty bungies.
Yeah.
So she can be rich,
Yeah,
but she's
it's-
still a dirty
so
bungie because it's a
basically,
mindset.
like a hood rat, because you like people think of hood rats as ghetto, but you could be a rich hood rat. A hood rat is more of a mindset than when you
Yeah.
from.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like red gal mentality. Like
You know what? Now we on the red gal again,
Yeah, just like red.
right? We on the red
How you getting
gal.
this right? Like how you get this straight,
They
right?
drag us into all of
From dirty boogie.
to red gal.
Hot rod.
Yeah.
To red gal and say.
Something that
But
was
red
wrong.
gal is a mentality, bruh. It's honestly
Because I have
mentality.
met, I told that to somebody
Okay,
because
so-
I have met some dark skinned red gals. I had a friend, she's dark skinned. I'm like, yo, you a red gal mentally? And she got mad. I was like, no, you have that red gal mentality.
Fox, bro.
But he was talking about neon makeup, so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
leads
yeah,
me
yeah.
into
Glow in
the
the dark
end of the
makeup.
90s, early 2000s, right? And I did it. First of all, the eyeshadow, we were really into like, not the bright,
Harajuku.
but like
Harajuku.
the late
Well, when
90s.
Nicki Minaj came on, Jesus.
Well, she was more like late 2000s.
Yeah, she is.
But I'm talking about like that early
two.
see, you're right. The early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was that like we loved a good pastel. And like it was like really, really like bright, or like the pastel on the eyebrows, the cream eyeshadow, and lots of glitter. God, lots and lots of body glitter. We were really into the body glitter on your face, on your hair, on your lips, everywhere. And I love body glitter. So and then the lips, like the crazy color lips, was also in. Like I said, the deep lip liner. It's one thing with the brow, but for some reason, a trend was like light pastel lipstick with like dark black lips, dark black liner.
Yeah.
The white girls love that. Black girls too. And I'm like,
Because
some of y'all don't look right.
It made your lips pronounce. Because I remember in high school, girls was doing that, but they would do it with the lip gloss instead of lipstick. It's because it's like, oh, it makes my lips pop out more. Yeah.
See, and I've seen like the bright, because it's not for everybody. And like that bright, like sort of like creamy pink on your lip or like a dark black. It don't look right on everybody. And also, what was up with girls putting on a ton of baby powder, like up to the neck?
Oh,
Y'all remember that?
Hey, listen to
but that
me.
was the most stupidest thing.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I asked someone once and she was like, oh, it's to show that you clean. So you
The show
wanted
that
to.
you-
What? No, I understand the powder had got a function like so when you sweat, powder keeps you dry. But
Right.
why it all the way up here
No,
with the
why-
slick back, heavy slick back blood bun
No, that's
with
the
the
heavy slick
edges?
back.
That really
Lace
look like a
front.
turtleneck.
No, but see, like in school, you couldn't wear weave, so it was like that bun. Remember with like
No,
the
that-
gel, and you could like knock it,
No,
and
but
you're like,
the-
you get hit in the head, you'll be fine. It
No,
was
but
like
that was a crazy trend though. That whole all that powder on that neck, bro. It's really some stupidness when you realize when growing up, you know. Which
Yeah.
no.
Were you one of the powder people?
Yeah,
She was one of the-
Cotton
What was,
4K.
okay, so what was the reason for all the powder? What,
Stay dry.
but why you like to have it up to your
It
neck?
just happened to go. It just happened
You
to go.
physically have to put it there.
No, I guess if you just throw it and it ends up like underneath your chin.
Don't.
Yeah.
So you was going to
physically have
school with all that powder in your neck?
I said, I just stopped.
Going to school. And then the bun used to kill me, and I used to love that edge, but the edges used to be so hard. It's to like, how you get that up though?
But you know what I was asking? I don't know if y'all remember the wet
Fashion
and
is
mod
weird.
parties.
The wet what?
Or
Were they wet and mad or wet and mild?
The wet
wet and
mod or
mild.
red
Yeah,
mod?
yeah.
How
wet
old were
and
you?
mild
Because I know I
parties,
wasn't old
bro.
enough in the early 2000s to be the wet and... Okay.
No, wet and mod was late 2000s.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go to them because I was like, yo, they ghetto. So I'm
I
sorry.
was
Somewhere
wasn't in
watching
Nassau.
Beyblade and Pokemon. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is before Games Time. Gabe was like,
Crazy work.
Gave us baby.
Work, but they were like, okay, think of it like Cool Effect now. That was what
but
wet and
back
mild
then,
was.
but it was Pac that rocked it.
Ugh.
I'm not, and hot and sweaty and musty.
And they everybody was drunk
It's
and all.
dirty enough now, so I know it was dirtier back then.
Man.
But also think about this: there
The
weren't
dirty
like
boogie
camera
effects.
phones back then, so the amount of
Right.
as he says, the dirty booginess that was going on was worse.
Yeah. No, it was the camera. They had professional cameramen capturing.
Yeah, right.
Oh God, you remember?
Because the thing about it is,
Yes, remember
Who?
three
light.
Three.
Okay, talk about wet and mind, then we can educate.
No, but when
everyone
my
through
three like used to work somewhat in tandem with 3 light photos.
Hell yeah.
These niggas used to pop up to every party,
Every
cocktails
day.
and drinks.
Everybody.
Used to see- When you go 3 light now and go look at some of the old albums, you'd be like, what the hell?
What's going on? Why we all doing this?
Yeah.
Three like he said, used to be at every party, every event, and they just used to take pictures. But the thing is, I feel like these
Right,
dudes.
these niggas was flicking Google Mites, bro.
But I haven't heard that term in so long. I'm convinced that they used to like obviously because they used to get like that's when Facebook was popping. They used to get like
Actually, 3 lights to that. Did we see?
oh my god.
And then they just post something recently.
But y'all remember
moving.
that was when Facebook first came out, and I feel like they used to take the most unflattering pictures of people, but they also didn't have much to work with because some of the events they went to used to be like, bruh. You used to see girls like bending over, like showing panty, and I used to be like, Mom,
Showing
like I
panty.
understand, your thighs rub together, you have, I forget
But
what
it's
it's
the
called.
most flicking. That's how the eyeshadow used to be, bro.
That's what I'm telling you.
Well, look
we
at-
used to be on some nonsense.
Look at that eyeshadow. Tell me why it's so colorful.
Oh, that too. Not just like you put the pastel.
I
So
tell
when
y'all
you,
someone's taking it home that night. Look at him. Look at him. Everyone's like, yeah, this is all
when
me,
you
baby.
put that
It's all me
eyeshadow
tonight.
on, right? You gotta add all like the extra the highlight and all that. You want it to pop. And then the blush. I don't know why everybody was out here looking like elves. Like the blush was heavy. Well, he scrolls. Speaking of heavy makeup,
Yes.
so except for Gabe, most of y'all millennials, y'all remember when chicks used to be out here looking casket sharp because it's like,
Really?
why are you once again? And I know it coming.
I know, right?
Why once again, you are, let's say you are warm brown. The young
so
she don't
they put
makeup.
on
You
your
are
proper
warm
powder.
brown as your skin tone. That is your makeup shade. You are supposed to be a warm brown, a toasted chestnut, whatever. Why are you out here wearing like a heavenly honey or a medium
Casper
white?
the ghost.
And like your whole face white. Then you
Casper
got
the
the
ghost.
as he said it, the exclamation eyebrows.
Real.
You have on the pastel popping eyeshadow, the blush, and it's like to hair is my shade, is your face, but from down here it's all dark. I'm
Warm brown.
confused
No, that's what
as
they
to what's
said.
going on. And they thought I'm sure you looking through like you could find some of those
Right,
pictures,
trying to find.
and they
go
thought
all
it
the
was
way
popping.
down.
Because once again, in the club, you can't see. I guess you
It's
just
like
got
maybe they were beacons. They were trying to
right,
be beacons.
right.
She was calling
Like, you know, I gotta,
me.
I gotta show my face more in the club.
But even then, I'm not gonna lie. It was
I
a
gotta show my
trend,
face more in the club.
but we made fun of it then. It really was more of a hood rat trend.
It was.
Yeah, the bobbits.
Cause bro, the club done dark, so I might as well put on lighter foundation. To
And
make
we really
myself
like some bright
stick out.
colors. Like now, like 2000s and on, everything was dark.
I really
'Cause, like
was
the
wondering-
90s was kind of darker, and then and there was weird colors. It was a lot of like velvet with I don't know, and why people in the Bahamas was wearing velvet pants, God knows.
What between velvet pants?
It was like the fabrics in the 90s, like the late 90s.
But you know, in the Bahamas,
it was
fashion
weird.
wise, we always like 10 years behind.
Yeah.
I
No,
like,
but that
this
was
the
the
first
thing.
decade where we sort of up to the time with the fashion.
Really, because I feel like we used to copy what we see on American TV, and like
Yeah, but I'm saying because we ain't waiting for American TV, as soon as it happened and they put it on TikTok or whatever,
Yeah.
it's a quicker
well, now
adoption.
you have social media instead. You have to
Yeah.
watch TV, and like in the late 90s, early 2000s, that whole really hot fabrics was a thing. You see people walking around in 90-degree weather wearing all black. I was one of them. And like the weird got sleeves and the like velvet pants and all of this. I mean, we just make fun of these Gen Zers now for being in 80-degree weather and hoodies, but we had some weird things going on.
Damn brothers was mentally ill.
People was pregnant in the 90s and
I used to be in school, 200 degrees out. Niggas in hoodies. Now I did learn
Wait, I
that some
never
of them
understood
only
that.
used to wear it because they didn't know how to iron their clothes. But I don't think that's a real excuse because what do you mean? Your mother saw you put that hoodie on your mashup shirt and let you leave the house and,
No, my mother-
and didn't sit down and say, "Here, let me show you." Granted, I wasn't taught how to iron clothes either. They put the iron on the thing on and they say, "All right, get to it," and I was like, "Get to what?" Right now, and I'm just staring at the shirt like. You gonna show me the technique? And they couldn't really teach me much. I was left-handed, so they only know how to show me things the right-handed way. So they showed
I
me the
mean, it's
right-handed way.
basically the same thing.
Wait,
It's not.
it's a little
It's
different when
really
you're
not.
left-handed. It is different
It's
when you're
not.
left-handed.
So- Granted, it is the
If I
same thing.
iron from left to right, why can't just left to right?
from right to left.
Well, for
Or
one,
right to do
they
the
were
reverse.
telling me
What side of the iron board you
iron
standing
with my
on?
right hand
The
and
concept.
position with my left hand. When I should have been ironing with my left hand and positioning with my right.
Ah,
This is so I don't burn my shirt, which I ended up doing, and I got beaten for it. P.S.
But you didn't teach me how to iron it.
No, they don't care. They don't
That's-
care.
that's
Why you
wild.
wearing this shirt? Boy, you gonna expect? I said, boy, what? After
Trauma.
that, I never again, bro. Never again.
I hate ironing.
never
but-
again.
The thing is, yeah, someone explained that to me, like the what's what, like the hoodies. Like I said, we had the weird things with like the weird neck chokers, and that's late 90s.
Some gals was pregnant. That's why they
What?
wear hoodies.
yeah.
That's what y'all did. We wore hoodies for people hiding the fact that they iron their shirts. Y'all wore
No,
hoodies
yeah,
to hide
Some
the fact
gals
that
are
you're pregnant.
actually
some girls
some gals
did.
are
No,
actually
they
pregnant.
did.
So
Some
they
girls
wore
I
did.
don't know what kind of hoodies these is because nobody in the
No.
world should be able to
It
hide the fact
depends.
she's pregnant.
It depends.
If
Okay.
they're early, then
But
you're
not only
early-
that, it depends on your size. Because
If
there
you're
was a girl.
early, you don't need a hoodie.
I'm not calling names. There was a girl in one of my, because y'all know I went to like 2 schools. I didn't call which school. There was a girl in one of my schools. Nigga, I was everybody in my end know who I'm talking about, so I didn't want out the girl. And here you come calling the names of the school.
You said it before.
I'm saying which school.
Well, they don't know how old Archie is. So
Yeah.
Archie
But
is
the
20.
people.
All you
Archie
gotta
is
do is
20.
look on Facebook, man. Everybody is.
Archie is 25.
I'm like 30 on Facebook, but 25, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a girl who, like you said, used to wear hoodies all the time. Nobody knew. She was pregnant. And see, the thing is, she was a bit chunky. So some people who are chunky, you don't really see it because you can't really see it because she's very chunky. And
Yeah.
I told
This is the church.
that's the church outfits. So the story with that goes, nobody knew until she had the baby. And what happened, I don't know, this is what they said it was, but I don't know if it was this exact girl. But apparently somebody popped out a baby and then tossed it over the wall and it ended up.
What?
Yeah, she popped
No
out a
way.
baby.
Ain't no way. In
Tossed it
school?
over the wall. Yeah, in the back. Because you know that, I can't say which school, borders a certain area and it ended up in someone's yard. And there's a person who they believe it was, but I don't know if it's true because, you know, rumors. And they believe, that's why they believe a certain person because this person was chunky. But
Right,
yeah,
this was really a
but y'all
time.
remember in the early 2000s, that not was a trend, but y'all remember those rashes stories of girls popping out babies?
I don't
Wait.
I don't
Hold on,
remember.
so
Okay.
she born the baby and then threw the baby with a what?
I don't know why. I don't know if the
So the
baby was
baby's
dead or alive.
alive?
I don't know. I wasn't at the time. I wasn't at that particular school. I heard a rumor. I think.
No, that's super tough.
But okay, so in the 2000s, early 2000s, there was a rash of stories coming out of the States where you had girls
everything.
popping out babies and like killing them. There was one girl who had hers at prom and tossed in her trash. There was another girl.
I
who
heard about those.
They
Yeah,
found
yeah.
it in like, someone went into the stall after her, once again at prom, and found it in like, just on the floor. And then people abandoned. There was a lot of teenage girls, because teenage pregnancy was really, really high in the States. Don't forget, that's when I'm 16 and pregnant.
Them gals just
Came
pushing
out.
cricket. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, how do you have a baby at prom? Like,
Wait, this the lace front they talking about, bro.
Oh,
That is
I
them.
remember them.
like
Oh
you
God.
Super Saiyan
Oh
pushing
God.
by
Yeah.
me.
That's the lace front.
I forget about these.
See, what?
They used to look like helmets.
That's what I was
Yeah.
like.
I get like Sonic the Hedgehog.
See that? Y'all look like Sonic the Hedgehog.
You
Yes.
see this hair and you tell me only thing she missing is the fact that it need to be blue. Other than that,
Okay, he's now he said it. I can't unsee it.
No sham.
But that was the trend, and also like the weird corset tops. In the club, it was this weird like, depending on which club you went to, it was this weird mismatch of like ratchet, half no clothes, and then the next half was like
This look like work attire.
it was like ratchet. You know, like the whole like
Look at
office
this.
siren thing.
This
Now
is like
that was a
work
date
attire.
in the club.
No, this is following in, bro. This ain't like right.
See this one?
Like some girls was
Special
See,
occasion.
it depended on the club you went to. So like you
I know
could
she bad for
have
me.
the ratchet sort of
That's all I'm
like
gonna say.
weird corsety,
Wait,
half
this is casket
cut.
ready? What's
Because we loved the
Yeah.
good stomach show in the early 2000s, all of that. But then also have like the weird officey
look nice.
She looks
business look,
normal.
Yeah.
depending
But
on the
this-
club you
that
went
looks like
in.
they're
Because if you was like in Waterloo, it was
I don't
that
know
weird
why,
mix.
but
But,
this looks
also
spiritual.
Waterloo is where a lot of
I
like
look
white
at this
folk
and I
hung
feel
out.
spiritually
So
offset.
it was, you know,
I don't know why.
the weird mix of like shorts and flip flops and
For
then
real, she look weird.
business.
Oh man,
she
and then
look
she
See, and this is the makeup I was talking about.
there's light silver on the eyes.
No, but you see how even though she's light skinned, her makeup is also still too light for her.
Yeah.
Like, why was that a thing?
Money. Get the right foundation color, bruh.
I mean, well, they were out here, like I said, putting concealer on their lips, so anything was possible.
Anything.
Anything was
Kevin
possible.
Garnett.
But we cracking our chicks, but for real, dudes was out here just as bad. It was like the two, like, it was a weird combination of like, first we went from like y'all clothes being way too big and sagging to like skinny jeans.
I'm sagging.
Right.
Like,
sagging and
how
he
are you
never stopped.
sagging with skinny jeans?
Dog,
like your
That
jeans
was
tight.
wild for real. Like,
No, it's still happening now. It
Still
didn't
below the
stop.
bottom.
I get on the bus. This dude cheeks is out. I'm like, dog.
Sagging is one thing.
What
Like,
is
you can
this?
have a little bit of underwear showing, but like, why is it
No,
underneath your
I don't
box
want none of your
sagging?
underwear showing.
No, I mean like the band, like the band
no, when they
showing.
moved to Atlanta, dudes used to literally, so they see inside, they got their pants for the length of their mid thighs to their ankles, bro.
And
I
what upset
was
me
like,
is-
I was like, y'all ain't necessarily going to the store. I was like, yo, let me get the pants. Instead of getting 34, 32, let me get a 34, 29 so I can sag it.
Dog.
I distinctly remember watching one award show. I think it was MTV, and Lil Wayne came out, right? And our Sparkly Dean was in his skater phase, so the jeans was tight, but it's like, yo, at hip hop, I still got a sag. What? Tell me why? Same thing. My boy come out, right? The pants are like here. And he's walking and trying to pull them up. I'm like, just pull up your pants. He has on a belt, mind you, because George would have on a belt, and the pants still be here. And every 2 steps is the
Dumb.
And the belt is always the
Dumb.
flex, the facts that it's Gucci, and it has
Yes.
the logo. But I still
No, but
see
this
it till this
really
day.
look like church. As I look into
He is
this,
still on. I mean, which
that's
church you going
concerning,
to?
bro.
But
no, but it's like patterned like it's supposed to be a church, dress, but it's just short.
But like, and then we used to wear like some girls. If you wanted to be honest, there was like in the late 2000s, it was the trend of wearing dresses. Like I said, with like the thick tights. I don't know why we thought in the mamas we could do that. It's too hot for that. But I rock that trend hard. Or wearing like shorts with tights, or wearing like shorts over late 90s, early 2000s. The skirt over the jeans thing. Which I also participated in.
The skirt over the jeans?
You would wear a skirt over your jeans or a dress over your jeans. And the jeans, of course, would be long and wide leg.
You know that was hot.
It was hot. If I can find it, I will. Oh, listen, man. Oh, no, I can find it for you. It was a thing. It was a thing. I don't know why we thought that was cute. 2000s fashion is really
just looking
nasty.
through these photos
As long as society accepted, it was hot.
I would say it's accepted because it's still happening now. And I thought that type of behavior would die out.
The sagging?
But it's something is working and benefiting them for them to still be doing this.
But
because
and then this is another trend too. These kind of shirts and these
I don't think it should
pants and the boots.
Yes, this. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I had some purple boots I rocked the hell out of. Like,
we should really be showing these pictures.
This actually is two shirts.
Just put them up.
That's another thing. You would wear a button-down shirt and then some sort of corset type situation over it. We loved a good layer in the late 90s, early 2000s. People would have on multiple, like, tell me why you got
long
on...
sleeve shirts over short sleeve shirts over long sleeve shirts.
Or why you got on a t-shirt,
Hey,
a tank top, like
2010.
that, or a tube top and a like...
I think it's the... Why is she bending like that?
I think pop artists cost that. Pop artists cost that.
That's not a natural bending of your spinal cord.
See, this is what I was talking about.
But it's the
I didn't see.
This is what I was talking
I
about.
didn't see much people.
You see, you didn't hang out with enough Oreos.
At least you're
I was in UB at the time. There was a lot of that. And see what I meant about the white girls being extra orange and the terrible extensions?
Yeah.
And Paris was the queen of that. I'm sorry.
Paris was it. Paris was it.
But I just went through those photos and it was a brush of memories that came back. I mean, I wasn't outside like that, but it was like...
I genuinely happy.
I'm like
looking at these photos and I'm like...
No, it was fun because you didn't have camera phones like that. So you, you could have had...
No one could have videotaped you being embarrassed.
No, you could have do the most nonsense. Like, I feel like today, like in the club, they don't really like dance. Like how we used to be on the floor and you used to be like, come out of the club, all your makeup drained.
No, here they don't dance.
Wet.
You have to go away to like see people dance.
Because some people literally had like video camera.
Niggas is stand on the wall and wait for one gal to throw it on him. If she don't throw it on him, he will happily go home that night with no booty.
I mean, Lean Back was the reason. It was a song. That's because dudes used to just be in the club and just be like, a lean back. This is my dance.
Yeah.
I have a song now. I have a song. Well, I used to hang out mainly in Waterloo and Senior Frogs in early 2000s. Someone tried to get me to go on Cocktails and Dreams once, and I was like, I hit the door.
That's a dirty boogie smell.
Okay, so I hit the door of Cocktails and Dreams, and they opened the door, and the weird musty smell hit me. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
This is the ones I seen.
The must.
Cocktails and dreams. So much people died in that parking lot.
Right, but I do remember I went to I used to go to the zoo like in the early 2000s. I went once or twice.
You just showed your age.
Well, I went when I was in high school. I went with some of my friends.
You
right?
show your age. You know how to zoo talk.
No, it was a nightclub called the Zoo.
No, but you know how long the zoo? Where basically we're going in this and they convert Luna into
It's a strip club now.
Vipers, right? Yeah. But yeah, you used to sneak into the zoo. Tell your story.
No. So I've always looked younger than I am.
You still do.
Right. So I was hanging out. My early parts of high school didn't really go much. For grade 11 and 12, I started hanging out with some of the girls in my class who would go out more. Right. And they was the sad who would be 15, 16, hanging out in Waterloo and the zoo and coming to class from Like, they sleeping in class because they've been out clubbing the night before.
Hold on, in high school?
Listen, you have some girls, man. You have some.
It
You have
lines
some.
up because I heard stories of people stealing cars. So that's not too far-fetched.
I had
That's
people
not too
like,
far-fetched.
dudes was like 15, 16 and had a coke habit. Then you
Yeah,
forget what
babe.
schools are like.
I guess it's doing a lot.
And if it wasn't no car, the whole squad had a bike. And if there was one friend who didn't have a bike, they had the long specs in the back. You ride with one nigga, you stand on the back of that. Hold on, man, where we at? Where we use the
They
navigator?
know it's doing a lot in high school for real.
Yeah.
Right.
So people being out is not too out of place.
I remember someone saying on Facebook, I'm not calling the school name, they were like, y'all out here talking about the coronavirus vaccine. Y'all used to be shooting up heroin in the high school bathroom. I'm like, y'all was on some wireless heroin?
Yeah.
But, so I went, so they were like, listen, we going out, you come with, so like, we gotta make you look older. So it was like, put the hair down, like put on makeup. And I didn't really wear makeup like that, so I put on the makeup. And then,
So what your parents was?
my mommy knew. Because I went to teacher at the school, so they told her, and she was like, long as y'all bring my child back safely, because you know I wasn't going to get into no nonsense.
Oh, so
I
your
didn't
mom
even
let
have-
you go to the club on a school night?
I didn't even have a curfew in high school. That's because I never used to go nowhere. I used to stay and watch Law and Order SVU. But they told her it's taking me out, and this wasn't a school night. No, this is the weekend.
Okay.
I wasn't going nowhere. School night?
That's what I was
School
like.
night?
That's what I was like.
No. So
was
we
going
went
to
out.
Charlie, ladies' night at Charlie's. Actually, well, no, finish your story.
Charlie.
So I distinctly remember there was like picking out clothes for me. It was my clothes, so I had these like tight pair of like green jeans that they was made of some weird fabric, and then the shirt because they had all the back up because I had to look older, and like they was teaching me how to lie about my age. So I got to the door and he asked me how old I was, and I completely forgot the dang lie. It's like, no, they were like, what? He was like, because I didn't have ID. He's like, so what year are you born in? It's like, oh my
actual,
God,
yeah.
babe. Dude was like, just go. Like,
Right.
just go. And we got in there, and that's when I first realized dudes could be kind of creepy. Some dude was like, let me buy you a drink. He kept buying me
Let me
drinks. So I'm like-
buy you a
I'm like, he
drink.
wouldn't let me go to the bar with him, so every time we bought it, my friend was like, nope. Nope. Pour that in the garbage. Do not take that. And then he was like, you feeling dizzy? It sounds like, see, dudes.
Niggas.
So that's my story of going to the scene.
I know he was
as I
confused.
school-
I brought this gal 3 drinks. How? I gave her enough drugs to knock out the elephant. How is she still standing?
Is she
You
an
feeling dizzy
elephant?
yet? The minute I had I was like, yeah, bro. You like you nigga.
What
No,
you going to
but
jail?
I used to feel
She
sort
might be
of.
a rhino.
I like growing up when all that's going on. You can't participate in one for the mere reason that you ain't allowed to do so. It's like, okay, even trying to date at that time or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, you do messaging this person. Oh, I going to ladies' night, and it's like, I gotta be in the house by 10, wait. And I ain't no
And
car.
that is when it's like, it starts. Y'all
Yeah,
remember
that's
when
fine.
everybody used to be piled up in one car because only one person in the car was able to like
Drive,
drive?
One
Yeah.
bird got the license. Real.
Yeah.
I was that person.
Yeah.
I was literally that person now.
I literally, it was, I remember this one night distinctly with me. I think I had a kid's ride with you. We had one glass of UB. And we going to the balcony. But
Oh God,
it was,
memories.
It was dead that night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
like only
remember
us
that.
was inside there.
Yeah.
and I think the balcony burned down.
Yeah,
So-
it did burn down. I remember that.
Isn't it now something else? It's been like several
No,
different
they
clubs.
turned that whole thing into a museum.
Yeah, hell.
No, I literally passed the other day and saw like flashing lights and like 1 o'clock in the
Right,
morning.
I know.
I think
Yeah,
it might
I
be
know
a club
what's going on
again.
now.
Yeah.
But y'all, because like I try to like talking about clubs, I try and think of clubs. So we had the zoo. There was Cocktails and Dreams that I never
Yeah,
went into.
yeah.
Charlie's. I went in Charlie's
Charlie's.
once, and some dude grabbed me and squeezed my backside, and I spun around and like started like not fighting, but I pushed him, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I was like, this is not my
601
team.
and Charlie's was the same.
601. Well, 601.
Right.
And then it was Charlie's.
Right.
And then it was something else. And then they just closed down. It was like 2 sports bars and then they
Yeah.
closed
Yeah.
down. And y'all remember, maybe, I don't know if this was just my, like, people I used to hang out with, like how Atlantis was a spot. You used to go to Atlantis, just walk
I was
around.
just gonna say
just
Marina.
walk. No, before Marina, you just used to walk around Atlantis all night.
Yeah.
Well,
Show
where
your age.
you used to
Show
walk
your
around
age.
in the
Just
casino?
around the hotel.
Oh no, it ain't her showing her age, because a good percentage of the people my age kid, you will go through it in the night. Ooh, where we going? We eat not. Oh no, we just walk
Looking
in.
around.
We ain't going to Johnny Rockets? No. The steak place? No. We just walking around. We ain't got no money, right? I'm like, dude, why you up?
To just go out.
That sound like ports and free
And that's why I stayed home.
So like at that time,
Eating.
Atlantis in Marina Village was in
For it.
open when I was in
Yeah.
like high school. Like this, I didn't really start around 11, 12. So you didn't have places that were inexpensive enough to eat. So it was like you would go to like the convenience store and get like drink to chill because their restaurants were like far too expensive.
So where y'all used to walk?
The entire hotel, I telling
So,
you,
so
everywhere. We used to be all up on the People Beach, all
Oh,
by the
okay.
pools, all the entire hotel until they got
fresh.
the high schoolers started getting into some nonsense.
No,
and then
no, no.
Atlantis had a club. They had underage club. I
Yeah, the
forgot what it
teen
was
club
called.
Crush.
Club Crush.
Yes. So like you only guests could get in there, but then you could have like. So like the people I used to hang out with, they knew people, so you could have gotten there. Or, like they still let you if you paid whatever. But
I
what
mean, I
happened?
think these let people in now.
Yeah, well, they used to let you in. But what happened is always, there always got to be somebody that spoil it for everybody else. So they started having too many people come over there, and it's like, all right, long as we control them, it's fine. And then, of course, dudes start fighting. Dudes start getting them big bus up.
Fighting and Crush's style.
In the hotel.
In front of the new Xbox 360. I think it is around the new Xbox 360, the GameCube. That's where you go in the fight.
No, but they used to be in the hotels getting like big fights and all that. So
sound
then
like
it was like,
pop-up
all right,
guys.
shut it down.
No.
All this because they
Ain't
see they
nothing-
up walking the marina.
No, ain't
Oh,
nothing
you
was
see
different.
your girl.
No, it ain't nothing. No, back when late 2000s, when in high school, dudes used to go. Let's say your girl went to a different school, you used to go to Marina to get lost, so y'all could get.
Yeah,
you know,
okay,
do it around
yeah,
the hotel,
yeah.
and not just in coral towers, but in the beach towers too, where ain't plenty people and things. So
We used to
that-
be all out on the beach. This time I did 30
But
years.
then
I
I
just
remember
went to sit on the beach and chill.
Oh, you used to what?
So I used to I had a friend, so I used to.
No, this sounds like this was you.
No, I used
Oh,
to. Okay, so story time.
Dad.
This is another dark one. This is another dark
dying.
one. So I remember first year in UB, I was hanging out with this girl and I don't know why everywhere she went, like her and this dude she was talking, she used to be like, come with me. And I'm like, I could just stay home though. Like, why I need to go be the third wheel?
Because you have to be the lookout?
Dad. You have a purpose.
He used to say, I think I'm the third wheel because y'all like way too close. Y'all sure y'all ain't lesbians? I'm like, bro, they just, I don't know. This girl, I don't know. So we went out one night by Atlantis. They was on the beach and I was like, I'm gonna give y'all space. So I'm walking around Atlantis, just, you know, it is like 1 o'clock. It's just
1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, so nobody there. I run into this old dude who's like 15. He's like, today's my birthday. And I was like, okay, happy birthday, whatever. And he's like, how old are you? So I lied. Right?
Why you don't lie?
I felt some weird vibes.
It's almost like history repeats itself.
So I felt some weird vibes. So I gave him, because I have such a unique name, I can't be giving out my name. So I used to
Right.
use Rose because I love Titanic.
But you can give out your age.
Fake age. So I told him I was 14 because I figured I tell you at 14, you 50, you would leave me alone.
No, boy.
You're
Prime. fresh meat.
That's how it is. They evil like that, buddy.
You are the
fresh meat.
same age as my granddaughter. I like that.
That's, yes.
That is what the man said to me. And I looked
So
around.
you walked up?
Fresh
I
meat.
walked up because then I looked around and was like, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's dark. It's just you and him. Security probably off, waiting on the next nigga to take his shift. He ain't waiting. He left. The other nigga ain't come to the shift yet. So
I was inside the hotel, but it was one of those like weird alcoves in Atlantis where there's nobody. And he was like, "It's my birthday. You can't give me like a kiss to my birthday." And I was just I was like, I like that's when cell phones first. I literally was like, I feel my phone ringing. It's so silent. I break off running. Like I was like, why is this so
Diabolical
creepy?
word.
I was like, the 14 is one thing, but to say I'm the same age as your granddaughter, you like
You're
that?
supposed
That
to
is-
say, boy, I'm 30.
I think the science would get me is
He's
you
supposed to
can't
say-
give me a kiss for my birthday.
30.
From a 14-year-old.
No, but it got back to Atlantis to where I remember it was a prefect and they sent a memo to all the private high schools saying, hey, you can no longer come over the bridge.
Because
You have
niggas
to
is
be
wildin'.
18.
Yeah, I bet niggas was
Where
wild.
high school girls come out as ladies of the night.
Yeah, you had some of them doing that.
No, yeah. And actually, because it was the point where I didn't have my first kiss yet. My friends was like, "Oh, we can come over to us with the marina. We gonna kiss the tourists."
You know, Ladies of Night kind of sound like a good title. It sounds cool. It sounds cool. I know what they were doing, but it sounds like picture this. Guys, look out! Here comes the ladies of the night. I'm like, they fine. They cut you behind, and they look good.
Actually, that give me a nice title for a potential script.
I didn't realize that Atlantis was actually like
The pseudo spot.
I didn't know, not the
of
spot.
doing nothing.
That, but I didn't realize like there were women who were there that did that until one night, once again, walking around
They
Atlantis.
used to have a catalog or whatever.
But see, I didn't listen. I was like 18, 19, still naive.
It feels weird.
So
You know what the new spot of doing nothing is now?
fusion.
What's that?
It's fusion.
Yeah.
And I had Galleria opening up, and I don't know if it could transfer or if they're
No,
gonna.
they just go back to the mall.
No,
but the mall used to be hanging.
The mall used to be the spot.
And it used to be cheaper, but
It's gonna be cheaper still.
who knows?
Yeah.
If Galleria opens up and all the kids are Galleria, I might start going to Fusion more consistently. Cause babe,
But people
some of the
complain about
things
Fusion.
I've endured at movies, cause kids being there. And I'm a child. I'm only 22. I'm not that far from being a child myself. But the things they're doing in these movie theaters, I don't want to be at movie theaters. So I like.
No, but that used to be a thing that people used to go to when the movie theater empty to cut a movie.
They still did a heck when Gallery was open. I was in there hearing him cut the movie. And I was young, so I'm like, wait, they don't sell macaroni on the menu, but what's going on? What are they doing?
At some point.
That's what I like to say this now, but
You say you don't sell macaroni.
y'all need dogs. That's what I like to say this now.
Because you said it, then you got
But I hear this, and I'm listening
He
to
just
the movie
said,
audio.
damn, and they're trying to catch the movie. All he hearing is,
The movie audio, no, it ain't that.
No, you ate a macaroni.
It's stirring.
Stirring.
It's the way the seats are positioned. Like, it's someone next to you. So, don't get me wrong. I see a nigga. It looked positioned like something he's trying to do something. So, I'm like, maybe he's just getting popcorn out of a lot. You know? She got the popcorn between the legs and he reaching. And then I'm like, Gabe, I don't. Oh, yeah. It don't sound like popcorn.
I remember
No, when you
these.
get that macaroni on song,
dying.
that's how you
That's
know you get that
crazy.
home cooking.
Macaroni in a pot.
But yeah,
Wah, wah, wah.
it's currently fusion. And when I say they walking around, they ain't watching movie.
That's the
They
spot.
ain't eating food. They just chilling. And I have no problem with that. But chill quietly. Chill quietly.
So-
Everyone in there grabbing up. Oh, I try to unbutton
I
my
too
fingers.
into the Sonic the
I'm trying to
Hedgehog
see what
4,
I'm
bro.
saying.
I too into the Sonic the Hedgehog
Alright.
4.
So, as I was saying, so I did not know there was. So this is what happened. There was a girl, gorgeous woman, right? I can't remember where she was from because the accent I couldn't place. But she's sitting on a chair, she's just chilling out. And she started talking about boys and it's like, nah, right? So they walk off somewhere to talk to some girls. So you know, y'all know I too friendly. So I sat down and something big. I don't even remember what we was talking. We was having the biggest conversation. Just talking. I was just sitting there. Now I'm wondering why dudes walking past looking at me strangely. I'm looking at her, but looking at me. Until one of my friends come and like just grabs me and pulls me off. And I'm like, what? I was having a great conversation. He's like, ma'am, that there is a harlot. And now people think you're a harlot too. That's why strange old men are approaching you and saying hi. I was having a big conversation, no idea.
But I remember one time I was in the mall young, and this gal, she was going around just licking dude times, bro.
I was waiting to see what she was like. That's unhygienic.
I don't know why she was doing it, but I remember like young and in primary school, she just like, yeah. And like, it was just like, oh, do me next. And I'm like, why y'all doing this?
Gabe's face
Like,
was
she was
killing me.
fine, but it was like,
I happy I was. You say young?
I was like,
He wasn't
probably
born.
in grade like 5 or 6.
you was-
I'm happy I wasn't born at that time. Because I would have been a victim.
Yeah,
I like the strange ones. But I like the bizarre. I like the magical ones.
You would have been a
The
victim.
magical dark skin.
Dude say victim.
I was like,
Yeah, 'cause I would have thought
no,
I was
but it was
shaking
weird.
hands.
It was weird times. bro.
I used to bite dudes. I used to bite everyone until one of my friends bite me. One of my white friends bite me back.
Why you used to bite people?
I don't know. I was weird.
Mental health.
It was my way of showing affection.
I may understand that,
Me and my
but just
friend
not
group-
randomly to
Just
people.
because I shoot
random
somebody
people. I
and
was
say it's my
inviting
way of
friends.
affection,
I was
don't mean
inviting
it's affection.
randos.
Why you
Say,
inviting
zombie biting
friends?
niggas like, whoa.
My friends used to bite me
Come
back.
to
Or we used to
Walking
do
Dead,
weird
bro.
things. Like, we used to hit each other. That's like a way of showing affection. We was just weird, bro.
No, it's like I understand you.
People
biting
thought we
your
was having
partner.
one big orgy because we just
Yeah,
we
because you
also-
don't bite people. That's your friends.
But see, we used to and then we used to do this thing like we'd be hanging out in like COB parking lot, just like sitting on the edge in one big cuddle pile. So it was like, so y'all having an orgy? Like y'all,
Yeah, yes,
y'all
y'all-
clearly have orgies because y'all just
y'all-
like all hug up, laying all over each other.
Y'all putting teeth in each other's skin.
I think it's because everybody was young and sick. I don't know. People just be laying all over each other.
Y'all ain't young at UB. At UB?
We was like 18. 18
y'all
is
just
young.
That ain't young
You
no
just
more.
horny.
You young. The 22 is young. 18 is like
18.
We was a little weird.
Showing on my homie earlobe. Because that's what it sounded like y'all was doing.
It was really horrible.
No, it's gotta be more intimate for people to assume y'all doing orgies.
No,
Say
they didn't assume it's your
say
orgies by the
chewing on my
biting.
homie
It was like
Hello.
the way we used to be with each other. Because like at the time, COB had like a little cafe thing. So all us would be piled into the seats, right? Not just sitting down. But we used to be like laying over each other.
This ain't that rumored room at UB where people is be upstairs doing things.
What, in the library?
No, in the library. It's another room with another
It's
name.
T-block.
The subway.
Yeah.
No,
That's
so
what
we all piled up in the south. No, so like for instance, I mean, we'd just be like laying all over each other like that, and like in a cuddle pile. So
See,
people be like,
that's still too
Yeah, I
close
missed
because
that,
now
bro.
I smell your
everybody-
pheromones.
I missed
You
that.
biting on me next.
no,
I
okay,
got-
it was only like two of us used to buy. It was me and another white girl. And
missed
another white
that.
girl. Hold on.
Biting everyone.
I said another white girl. No, I'm not white.
See, yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
And I remember one time, I remember someone telling me, so one of my friends, right, I don't know why they did this. My friend was just like laying across the bench and he sat on her, right? And people walked past and she was trying to get him. He's like, no, furniture does not move. And I'm like, this is why people think we have orgies. What are y'all doing?
Furniture does not move.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Crazy sentence to tell people. Next thing I'll be saying, furniture don't talk.
And my dude friends would just like, we'd be even in the club. We used to, oh God, what was the club over Atlanta, over PI? Upstairs. Plush. No, not Aura. Plush.
Crush.
Plush.
Rush.
Not in Atlantis. It was, so you see where they now have that parking lot where Atlantis employees park?
You talking about a cook?
Yeah. No, it's, y'all not, okay, across from
Tell
where
me that
Anthony's
you're
is.
old
Yeah,
without
yeah.
saying that you're old.
So there used to be, I okay with being old. There used to be a plaza there. In this plaza, they had like stores. Like two of the main ones I remember. There used to be a cafe. Like I think it was called News something. I don't remember.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
used to stay open like late, and so they sell like burgers and stuff like that. And then there was a bar called, I forgot what it was before. And then they decided they'd expand and be more clubby. So it was Plush. So like on the weekdays, it was like a bar with pool and all that. And then on the weekends, it was like Club Plush. So that was like our spot because it was like there, Hammies, Waterloo. God, I sound really white. Hammerheads. So
Yeah, with a shipwreck now.
yeah. So we used to be in there. We used to be like sitting in the seats, like I said, all piled together. Or like my friend would be like, "I sleepy," and just come lay his head on my chest like this, and we just be sitting there chilling. And people ask you, "Boy, no, we friends."
Yeah, y'all wanted to be.
You got these like on
No,
social
because
media.
Y'all wanted to be
No.
a big bouquet.
No way. You don't got these memories on
Even like
social
my
media.
female friends would come, like we'd lay across each other's laps. Like there are pictures that have to dig deep of like us sitting on each other and stuff. Like it was we was weird.
Not on social Yeah, we got
So,
these
we had
niggas
a
getting
great
arrested.
time going back in the past.
Talking about my weird
Oh
friend group.
man, the 2000s are the weirdest decade ever.
You know, I feel like the 70s because there was a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, but
And
they
the
see they
80s.
had stat.
I don't think
Right.
drugs
Yeah.
make you weird. I think being weird makes you weird.
It ended up right. The drugs didn't make them weird. It was just normal. Like,
I mean,
Makes you
the
weird more
80s
bizarre.
The 80s was not just cocaine, but you have to remember there was like a lot of killing in the 80s. But disco, if you've ever watched a disco documentary, they was on some wild, wild things.
Yeah.
But 2000s was weird. You're not.
It was a
wrong.
weird. See, they had an excuse.
They had
The
drugs.
2000s ain't had no excuse.
Yes, rave culture was big in the late 90s and early 2000s. Rave culture, people was
But
pumping
people
ecstasy.
was raving from time.
Yeah, but I'm saying rave culture really exploded.
I used to go to raves into the 2000s. That ain't no different.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, so late 90s, early 2000s. Yes, you had raves, but I'm saying like it is like a trend or a culture. That's where you got the like bright pastels and people wearing like metallics and like all this. And ecstasy really popped off in the early 2000s. People just popping ecstasy like Tic Tacs.
Yeah, they was.
It was on some wildness.
I have an ecstasy story, but it ain't happened to me.
Tell us, please tell us.
No, because it was one time I went to.
TikToks.
Yo,
It didn't happen to
I
me.
go on with some friends. We go on to this rave spot called Quad in Atlanta. The person who I was with, they was normal coming there. And then,
The ecstasy kick in.
and then
They sound
they
fun.
gonna disappear and come back and start tweaking. And then my friend was like, bro,
Yeah.
this person pulling on their pants and bent over in front of you. I said, bro, I ain't seen nothing. And then like,
Yeah.
I
I thought actually just
drugs.
makes you want to love people.
no. People be tweaking on that. That's why I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
people was pill popping crazy in the early 2010s, bro.
They was
Yeah.
mixing some stuff up.
That's when Molly came around.
But didn't Molly really pop off in the 2000s and 10s?
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
remember, because the 2000s, y'all remember like original Four Loko? When
Yeah.
they decided to mix,
Yeah.
Four Loko
Yeah.
had 4 shots, like
Hell
espresso
yeah,
shots of
baby.
caffeine
Yeah.
with like
Alcohol.
10 or 20% alcohol. Dudes was jumping off of bridges and freaking themselves right out.
That was
People was
something else. Yeah, that was something else.
And
Kids, this is the message. Don't do drugs. Don't.
and bath salts, people eating people's
Don't do
faces.
They
drugs.
are bad songs.
Don't do
People
drugs
eating
now.
face.
If you could time travel, do it in the box.
Yeah.
Not in the 2000s, because you hear what we just said?
That's when
Aye.
someone that's
Yeah.
Haitian would eat this way face.
Because he was on bath salt. Remember
Yeah.
when that kid like killed his white kids still need excuse. When he killed his family, he was tweaking on like bath salts or meth or some mixture.
Meth is a whole other thing.
He was on bath salts. And that was 2000s was weird. Because we had like the throw them bows era. Dudes just black folks just
crunk
wanted
era.
an excuse to have a mosh pit.
I just
That's what I feel
want a
Jordan Bows is about.
disclaimer. Hero Decimus does not condone the use of drugs, nor do I believe in it. Don't do drugs, kids. This is Hero Decimus. I approve of this specific message that is
Your
coming out of my
friendly
mouth at this
neighborhood
very point in time. I don't believe in it. I don't do it.
Your
I barely
friendly
touch the
neighborhood
stuff. I don't
Hero
even know what it is.
Decimus.
But don't do drugs, kids. Please.
Yes.
I'm begging you, don't do drugs.
2000s was cocaine big in the 2000s? Well,
But
where I hung out.
cocaine ain't never stopped being big.
I know
Right.
where I hung out. 2000 like
Why you put that in
cocaine.
quotes just now?
I don't know. It was
Where I hung out.
one place I hung out. I found out much later, like last year, that apparently there used to be like a bag of cocaine in the tissue dispenser in the bathroom. I'm like, so y'all used to run out of bathroom tissue because y'all was too busy trying to put the bag of coke up there. That explains me walking into the restroom and seeing multiple people
Yes.
snort coke off of the sink, and I just kept thinking, that's not hygienic, bro.
That's the first thing you said.
I like, bro, it don't matter. Hygienic.
I mean, it's the first thing you
Drugs
see. That's the
cancel out
first thing you
everything.
think.
That cancel out everything, bro.
Yes, that was where. That's not hygienic.
And that's another reason why I never like using public bathrooms. Even till this day, I once left the house for school. Using the school bathroom was the scariest thing you could ever do in your life.
School bathrooms are disgusting.
It wasn't a disgusting aspect. It was if you decided to do number 2 in there and someone found out you was taking number 2 for some strange reason, it had to be a spectacle.
Yeah,
Everyone in Nassau had to know you was pooping in here. Guys, he didn't take it. Like, wait,
Why was that?
bro, I don't know. And that's why it never happened to me. But the story till this day, I left that house for school. I left the house having to use the bathroom. I only had to pee. By the end of the day, I had to peep and go number 2. I want you to know I didn't do that till I get home.
My boy had a
I was
UTI.
scared.
He was like, I would rather get a
Genuinely
UTI.
scared.
Facts.
Because people, they weird. They're weird. That
Weird.
same day that happened to me, I was walking out the bathroom. I slip and piss. I smell like piss
What
for the
kind of
rest of the day.
bathroom was that?
I got bullied. I can't say what school, but just know I got bullied there. If you know me, you know what school it was because it's only one place that happened at. But yeah.
So you smell like piss because you was taking a dump in
No,
the
I
No,
smell
he
like piss
walked
because
out
as
and
I was
slipped
leaving the
down.
bathroom, I slipped. P.S. Not in the stall where piss should be. I don't think it should be there. It should be in the toilet. But I walked past the sink and I was leaving. I slipped and landed.
And
when
you
I tell
smelled
you
it?
the girl, I didn't smell it. I went to class. I didn't smell anything on me.
Maybe it was water.
I stood next to some girls in class and I watched all of them move to the other side of the room. If y'all didn't think I was on a suicide watch then and there, I want you to know I was.
Do y'all? Because y'all, he was talking about UB earlier.
That's when I took off the shirt after school and I smelled it and I'm like, and then it clicked because I was like, I slipped and pissed when I. So I've been smelling like this all day.
Funny.
Well, it wasn't funny to me back then. I
hilarious.
can look at it now and I was like, next time, Gabe, don't slip. It sounds like a skill issue. Just don't slip. I'd say it wouldn't have happened if I didn't use the public bathroom. Don't ever use the public bathroom and you wouldn't
Gabe
slip
was
and
like,
piss.
I'd rather get a UTI.
No, wait.
That's
That's
hilarious.
almost similar to I was listening to Joe Budden podcast one time and it was like,
God.
don't go get fighting in jail because you might be slipping or cum.
He ain't wrong. I got talking to one of my I'm not gonna say prisoner buddy, but he's a buddy of mine that went to prison, and he was telling me like how the system works. Apparently, the place in our jail is called the Wild Wild West. That's the society, and they have a certain system at which and how they run things.
No, I can
And all the things they were saying about prison, for the most part, is only true in an American prison because we are Bahamian. We have our own way of how prison is governed.
Well, we technically, our prison is like a third world. Like at some point, they had these dudes using the bathroom in like a slop bucket.
They still do.
I thought they updated that.
No.
The trading system is real. Yes,
That is
you can trade
disgusting.
things for cigarettes. Phones aren't allowed, but that doesn't mean inmates will not have a phone.
Inmates will always find a way.
Because the story he gave me, the wall, since it's like cement, he'd chip at it with the toilet thing on because they'd bring up the toilet seat to make knives and shivs, sometimes little shovels. So he'd make a little chip in the wall. He says it's thin enough for his Nokia 1600 to fit in.
And that's
there was some
indestructible.
tape. So he put the tape over it. And when the man came to check for electronics, because someone was rumored to have it, he didn't find his. And if you found your phone, you got busted.
Yeah,
so, and they also listened to the radio there. They listened to the radio to know who's coming to jail. So they'd say, hey, Tingham just got caught. Let's say he was stabbing his wife, Mr. X, Y, and Z. They're like, oh, X, Y, Z coming on here, boys. He coming. Oh, it's for murder. They ain't gonna treat you that bad. But yeah,
Child
if they find
rape.
out you were there for a rape, no, not even just child.
Any sort of rape.
Disclaimer. If you find out that you are in jail for any kinds of those things, P.S. someone will find out. And if they don't find out, the prison officer will notify someone who will notify the crew why you're in here. And I guess that's the one thing criminals do not take serious. There is honor amongst thieves, because that's the one thing they don't tolerate. But everything else to them is cool, I guess. So it's a weird gray area, but hey, someone cutting nail.
I know, but I've actually heard that like things like domestic abuse, rape, especially if it is the rape of a child.
Yeah,
They draw the line there.
Yeah.
The line is you can't do
Even
that.
they got morals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Apparently.
You killed somebody.
You know,
Actually, they don't know. If you kill
depends
someone,
on
they
how.
think you tough. You in with F block, they're like, what? Bro, you got to join my gang, bro. You dangerous. You need to be with us. And I'm like, it was an accident, but I can.
what I heard is not just if you kill someone. It depends on like who it is or what in the circumstances of like the killing. Like if you out here killing once again children, old ladies, or it was like particularly gruesome, like it's like gray
For no
area.
reason.
Yeah. But speaking of, we was talking about, like how you said, 2000s and phones. Of course, the phone they have in prison is a Nokia because that
Who's
bad
calling
boy-
my phone?
that Nokia was like big in the 2000s because that's like around here when we first started cell phones first coming out. Nokias are not like they're not like these. Nokias are indestructible. Like you could drop it. Like I've watched people drop that from stairs. I watched someone get hit in the head with it and they just picked it up and put that back together. Nokias are indestructible. Not the new Nokias, them old block. You remember the bricks?
I know.
They are indestructible.
Indestructible is correct.
All right, this has been good. Thank you all for listening and watching two overcrafted.
We have just scarred Gabe. He's like, I am so glad I was not
I'm not
around the
scarred.
present.
I'm just like, there was weird women like that. On one end, I wish I was born now. On the other end, no, the shell I don't.
Say no to shell.
It was a weird, wild time, man. It was a weird, wild time.
If I catch any guy with glowing eyes in the park,
Fake contacts was also a thing. So you see, and you know they fake. Like it ain't like today where you can't really tell. Like they were like, Mama, I know black people could have blue eyes, babe.
Seriously.
No, they got the big eye. But anyway, all the other big eye people, thank you all again for watching Tool for Cartoons.
Yeah.
Y'all got all kind of jokes inside this. I know I can be dying. Cut that into this. But,
If y'all didn't think I was weird before.
yeah. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
take care.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Watching cartoons separates you from others.